is coming to the Denver region for the 2021 Kingdom Business Summit, June 16th through the 18th at Charis Bible College in Woodland Park, Colorado. At the Kingdom Business Summit, you'll gain practical business tools from Maxwell and other top business leaders. Plus, you'll enjoy ample networking opportunities. Register today at kingdombusinesssummit.net. Use the exclusive code KBS21iHeart for a substantial discount.
Ask a simple question. Ask everyone you know what matters to them. Work the angles. Question authority. Favor facts over conspiracies. And trust standards over hearsay. At MSNBC, this is who we are.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take...
And get one of our mechanics to just listen.
Okay.
And get Norris to listen.
Okay.
Just to listen. We're up.
What was the, is it fine now? Or
it looks fine. Looks much better than what it is. But we're not. I can't listen to a YouTube video and have to say it. Headphones for it.
Okay, where the hell is this now?
Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile first premium rates for unlimited data. When in all actuality, you have no need.
I can't believe how late I am. We're done with the show, basically.
What do you mean?
Oh, this is the first hour.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I mean, what I meant was this hour.
Yeah.
It's like 56. I was so late.
Concrete patio. Come on, where is this, man?
So I'm having a problem with OneDrive. I download right to my computer when I need files, a bunch of them. They get in a zip. When I go to unzip it, it says cannot reopen.
Where?
Format. From OneDrive to my computer.
So you can download it, but you can't open it?
Download it into a zip, but it will not.
Show it to me when we're on the next break.
All right, we're going to be running out of time really quickly.
I'm going to get Josh and Darren back on. What they want to do is what we did, basically what we did last time when it came to a lawnmower. A guy called and he said, hey, I can't start my lawnmower. The pull start is stuck. A number of people heard the problem, had the same problem, and then all of a sudden we got a solution. It happened to be a packing bolt. Now, Josh and Darren, it's Josh's 2013 Jeep Wrangler. It's a Rubicon, is that right, guys? Right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the symptoms? People will think about it. Then we're going to get some mechanics on to talk about it. So what are the symptoms?
It's a cylinder 4 misfire. It's a code P0304. And I'm also getting a code P2311.
Now, it's always the same two codes, always on the same cylinder.
Always the same cylinder. I've replaced a computer, spark plug, steel injector, coil pack.
Are you kidding me?
Everything.
All right, all on the third cylinder. And it's
fourth cylinder.
Or fourth cylinder. And the codes are always the same?
Always the same, yes.
That is so weird. And you've already, okay, so we're going to come back and we're going to use, as I said, the show to try to find a solution and have some mechanics here. You cannot possibly be the only one suffering here, so hang on. That's what we're going to work on.
From the Stone Age to the...
We're up.
What, bro?
We're on.
Well, it's nice to see that you can finally get... See, everything was flawless till you came back in studio. Flawless.
Just doesn't look right. I don't know what that is.
What doesn't look right?
Well, like I say, as far as it was very jerky and people were getting above. The hum is still there, but not obnoxious. I think it's going to be.
Dude, it's never been there.
Can I hear headset for a second?
You don't even need this plugged in. Yeah.
Yeah, the plug has bleed over. See that?
Yeah, but you're hearing it in yours.
No, it has bleed over, but not the plug, the socket.
Oh, yeah.
It has,
No, they've had to fix it before. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but it's so fucking weird because...
It's loud as shit, too.
I don't know who's calling. Oh.
I have talked to so many parents who have been wanting to hear this confirmed, and I'm confirming it.
The Los Angeles today announcing will keep remote online learning in option for the next school year. Oregon is now among the states.
Teachers are still fighting schools.
I know, can you believe it?
California especially.
They don't want to go back to class.
That's what it is.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to lose. They're going to lose support.
They knew it.
They already are losing support.
Well, the parents are pissed.
Remember when they said that Texas was going to be, it's the biggest death per capita everywhere,
right.
And not one fucking death a week ago.
That's great.
You didn't see CNN putting it up, though.
No, of course not. You'll never see things that are contrary to their narrative, ever.
Now it looks like the two brothers were in cahoots how to handle the CNN, the Cuomo brothers.
Yeah.
How to handle it on the news, how to handle it off the... it's like... it's fucking bullshit.
If you hear him on CNN, he says, I love my family.
Anybody that votes for these people deserve everything you're hearing.
But he was in on planning on how to handle the story.
I know, isn't that crazy?
We should do it, yeah.
How to handle the narrative.
And so he apologized to all his cohorts, but he didn't apologize to the audience that he was basically... saying stuff that was...
What was that show that said it really grinds my gears? There was a show, and the guy would say that all the time. Damn it, that's going to drive me nuts. It really grinds my gears.
Credit Karma Money is a brand new checking account where you can win cash reimbursement for making purchases when you use your Credit Karma Money debit card. You can win daily instant Karma purchase reimbursement.
Hey, finally. So I don't know if you remember this, but back in April, I was touting constantly on the air. It came from that fucking lab in Wuhan. And everybody was like, no one knows that. Fauci admitted it's starting to look like it didn't come of natural origin.
He doesn't know, right? That's right.
But when he was, who's the senator from Kentucky and stuff that was interviewing him at the Senate?
Ron Paul?
Rand Paul. He basically said, no, Fauci. The guy needs to...
They know. Here's the deal. How do you handle it? Okay, so, boom, we know it's from this lab in Wuhan. Now what? Now what are you going to do? You're going to fucking nuke them? I mean, what are you going to do? You can't do anything to China.
No, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to say that they're inept. That's what's going to say. It's just not like China.
What does it do? What good becomes of it? In any which way?
Why were they creating the virus?
Well, and then I'm starting to hear that some of our money from
That's
the
exactly
U.S. was
right.
there.
They were working with our viralists
from Georgetown or from...
well, we do have the people that do that.
Of course,
Wuhan lab researchers.
We just keep the door shut in our labs.
The doors are shut.
If you don't think we have shit like that, you're crazy.
No, you're right.
That's how, you know what? That's how the next world will fuck. Man, what you have to do, you got to inoculate, what is it, inoculate? What's the word? Inoculate your own people before you release it.
Right. And I don't think China did it on purpose.
No, I don't either.
I think it was just a fuck.
If they did it on purpose, they wouldn't have started in Wuhan. They would have started fucking in Taiwan or somewhere.
Yeah.
Or where do they hate? Not Malaysia.
No, Taiwan.
No, yeah, Taiwan.
Yeah. No, but Fauci is just trying to cover his ass because he was one of the ones that was for authorizing giving them money and having them work with us. Fauci's he's fucked up.
He's very political.
Oh, he's fucked up. I mean,
well, he really says whatever. It doesn't even matter what administration. He basically he's a spokesman for the White House. That's the bottom line. If they want masks, he wants masks. They don't want masks, no need for masks. That guy's been on every damn side to every story.
No, it's really good. The WHO said no, it came from the wet markets. Yeah, and then like 2 months later, they said, okay, it's okay to open up the wet markets again. WHO is worse than the CDC as far as how to economy. They're really
Meet a lender who can help you understand all your mortgage options, get personalized loan options, closing.
Dude, we never had an issue before. If you put my headphones in there, it's perfect.
I understand, so I was just saying it could be the cord or the connections. I don't have all my connections.
Or there's no buzz. Oh, maybe, you know what it could be? You have too much drive in there. Is something turned up too high? And something else low? I mean, even over there. See, on this one, you have two different controls. Plug your headphone in. Just plug the headphones in right now. Look, you've got this control and this control. So get it to where you could have high gain on one. Because we don't know who's in here on the weekends. We have no idea.
But you said it was good.
I only listened for it. I just knew we were getting signal.
Call me and Sarah to learn more about this limited time COVID Sellers Relief Program offer. 833-453-SOLD. 833-453-SOLD. Or visit gaze.com. For more information about contests on this station, please go to paypal.com. Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this.
So this you don't use at all anymore, huh?
On what?
Internet cord. You don't use that.
Not until they run one that works.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup. Get your insurance checkup to see where you stand when it comes to coverage and premium. It's free. They check 25 companies and sometimes more. And if you have a great deal, you'll know it. If not, it's a totally unbiased, objective look at your coverage and the premium. Most everyone who calls saves thousands of dollars. That's 303-996-9000, theinsurancehelpcenter.com. You should do it at least every 2 to 3 years. Now, what about a Jeep that just has the same error code and the same symptoms, misfiring, fourth cylinder, and the same error codes, and no one can fix it? Now, I'd like to ask Josh. Josh, how long did it, first of all, did it happen overnight?
It happened on a road trip back from camping, and then the check engine light went off for a little bit, then it came back, then it would go off, and it would come back, and now it's constantly on there all the time.
When the engine light's on, though, do you feel anything in the drivability?
Yes, it's definitely misfiring, and it's acting up.
Misfiring, and you always get the same codes. And what does a Jeep dealer or mechanic say?
So far, the last shop I went to says they wouldn't be able to get into it because it's more mechanical than electrical, because they've checked everything on the wire harness to the computer.
To everything.
Everything's all good there.
How can something mechanical ever cause a misfiring error or code?
Well, so I guess supposedly with the first generation of this motor in the Jeep Wranglers, there was a lot of issues with the left cylinder head. And I've already called the dealership.
What do you mean by mechanical? The cylinder head? You mean the way it's what? I don't know. I don't understand.
The first generation it was designed.
The design.
So, yeah, so in 2012 and 13, they had a big issue with the casting of them, and they go out a VIN number with it, and they supposedly say my VIN number doesn't match the one with that cylinder head.
But that cylinder head, what did people do if they did have that cylinder head?
So with that cylinder head, they would be having misfiring issues, overheating issues with that, and Chrysler has extended the warranty to 150,000 miles.
Did they have Did they have to change out the head?
Yes, they actually have to physically change the cylinder head out and everything.
When you say cylinder head, isn't that head all together? Doesn't it have a bank of cylinders? Or I don't. You can't. Go ahead.
So you have on the left side cylinder head, you have cylinder 2, 4, and 6.
So you have to change out the whole head.
The whole cylinder head, yes.
For 3 cylinders.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know, Norris, have you ever heard of this before? This is Norris with SOS Inspections. He does usedcarcheckout.com. You know, that's basically what he does. He just does diagnostics. Norris, have you ever heard of this with Wranglers?
Yes, I have. It's a problem with the V6 engine, and it relates to the valve seats. The valve seats can come loose and start to drop out of the head.
Oh. So what do? You have to replace the whole head?
Yes.
How many miles on this, Josh?
There's 101,000 miles on the Jeep.
And did you buy it new?
I bought it used from a dealership.
How long ago?
Back in 2019.
So basically you're on your own with this. I mean, did anyone ever suggest you change the head out?
I haven't stepped that far into it yet. They've already done compression checks and everything, and it always checks out on the compression, and it doesn't have a bad leak down or anything on it.
So that would mean that the seats are good, is what you're saying. And I don't want to get too technical for our audience, truly, but basically, if the head is bad, Norris, the head has to be replaced. Is it something that would show up on a compression test, Norris?
Not necessarily.
You see,
it can be intermittent. It can do it only when the engine warms up.
Right.
And that's the thing. The seats could be stable when the engine is cold, and it would fly right through a compression test or a leak down test. But then you put it back together, warm it up, and all of a sudden the misfire is back because the seat is starting to drop out. The only way to catch that and prove it would be to have an in-cylinder pressure tester so that you can actually get a waveform picture on an oscilloscope of the pressure waves that are taking place in the combustion chamber. Then you can see valve leakage.
Do they have a such thing?
Yes, there are such things.
What are they attached to?
Well, you take the spark plug out and you run that cylinder with a misfire, but if you're running it hot and under a small amount of pressure, because even though you're not making spark and you're not making the boom boom bang bang, you can still see the problems taking place.
Really?
In the cylinder.
Very interesting.
Compression test.
Okay, so
a running compression test.
Hey, Josh, listen. If that's a known problem, I mean, what has been your hesitation to replace the head?
So for right now, it's gonna, with all the COVID stuff, the prices of cylinder heads for it has gone up, and I'm already with a lot of money into it. I was just making sure I'm not going to be dumping my money in the wrong area again, like I've been doing so far.
Well, what have you done so far?
And if you just brought it to a shop, though,
hold on, I want to know what you've done so far, because you've been doing the University of YouTube, basically, right? As Sue's put it.
I've done that. I've gone to Johnson Auto Plaza and listened and done what they.
How much have you spent so far? How much have you spent so far?
I'm already close to 1,000 right now.
Yeah.
In parts.
What would a head cost, Norris? What would replacing that head cost?
It could be $1,000, maybe $1,200.
That sounds low to me, but Josh, you know, it's too bad you spent a lot of money already, but I mean, you got an expert here saying this is a known problem. Everywhere you look, it's a known problem, and yet you're wondering what's wrong with it.
Well, the thing is also I've gone to the dealership and asked them, and they said that my Jeep's not even under the warranty yet, and they won't cover.
No, they're not going to cover. Of course they're not going to cover. You have 101,000 miles on it. It's a 2019, is it? Or you bought it in 19. Yes, what year is it?
It's a 2013, but they have extended that actual warranty on that side of the head until 150,000 miles.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't cover your VIN, but that doesn't mean it's not the same problem. Josh, there's too much stacked against you. If you're trying to get this covered under warranty, I don't think it's ever going to happen. I mean, you know, God, okay. I mean, first of all, it's 7, 8 years old with 101,000 miles, and I know you said they extended it, but are you sure they extended it for a certain range of VIN numbers?
I'm not sure, because if you look it up online, there's people with 2014, 2015 that are also having the same exact issue.
Oh, Norris, Norris, have you come across this at all before? You've come across it personally, or you just know about it?
I've come across it personally,
and what if
it's not uncommon for a manufacturer to only cover a certain VIN range,
right?
Even though the problem extends beyond that VIN range,
right?
They're just trying to cut their losses.
Of course they are, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, unless you brought it to an actual Jeep dealer and they diagnosed it as that, and then they asked for an exception to the manufacturer. But this guy's trying to fix it in his garage.
Right. Yeah, you would have to take it to a Jeep dealer. Did you ever take it to a Jeep dealer, Josh, and try to have them make their case?
Yeah, I've taken it to Johnson Auto Plaza first, and that's where it first started, and they kept on wanting to dump more. They said, you have to replace the computer, because they were first thinking it was the computer was the issue. I replaced it, and they said no. Because I've already done 3 sets of spark plugs, 2 sets of coil packs.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Again,
all that stuff.
Okay, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change from us discussing it more and more. It needs a head. It's not in the VIN range. It's just one of those things that you have to do. I mean, I don't know what else. Darren, have you even suggested this to him, Darren? I mean, you're his friend. You go four-wheeler. Do you have a 2000? Do you have one? Do you have a? What year is yours?
A 2018 JKU Rubicon. Basically the same.
Okay.
Same Jeep, just a little bit newer.
But you don't have the problem.
Yeah, he's been to the dealership twice with this vehicle. The first time because he'd already done replaced the coil packs and things like that,
right?
And they said that since he didn't use OE coil packs on it, that they couldn't troubleshoot it. So he went back, put OE coil packs back in it, brought it back to the dealership. That's when they did the compression test and leak down test, and they told him no, it's not mechanical, it's the computer. They were, they wanted to charge him an exorbitant amount to replace the computer. Josh went out and sourced a factory remanufactured computer, threw that in there.
See, here's the problem. Had he done it through the dealer and they put the computer in and the computer didn't fix it, he'd have recourse. But instead, he used the dealer to find out what they thought it was. Then he went and got it and did it himself. Again, I don't mind him trying to save money, but he doesn't have recourse. If you go to a dealer to fix a problem and they throw parts at it and those parts don't work, you have a good argument for getting that money back or undone. Right now you got a problem and we got to figure out what to do, and I say you bite the bullet and you go to a good shop and say, look, fix it. I mean, a shop that'll stand behind their work. I mean, we just keep going over and over and over. It's a known issue. Norris is an expert. He says a head solves the issue, and it's going to cost him $1,000 or $1,200. That's it. That's what's going to happen. There's no way you're going to get Johnson's Auto Plaza to make good on stuff when they suggest it and you go somewhere else to get it done.
There's really nothing we can do.
Ask a simple question.
I mean, there's just nothing we can do. 888 after me.
It isn't about fraud.
I mean, Jesus
Tonight here on MSNBC, we've got a special coming.
Question of
Trying to save the cash.
What are you going to do?
You know how many times people do that? They
facts over conspiracy.
Especially if they're not in their backyard.
And trust standards.
now it's coming up in 30 seconds.
This is what we do. And this is who we are.
When you need maintenance landscaping for lawn care, cleanup, aeration, tree and shrub care, sprinkler repair, sprinkler installation, fertilizer treatments, who do you go to? Well, good landscapers are all filled up. And Mr. Green Jeans LLC has some rare openings. They're my landscaper. They keep my lawn greener than anyone on the block, and it's a true story. Tammy and Bob and their son Travis have been in business 30 years. Mr. Green Jeans LLC.com. 303-426-4945. 303-426-4945.
You know, there's deals, then there's screaming deals. Everybody always claims to have screaming deals. I'm going to give you one that's real. If you need a new air conditioner, a new furnace, a new whole home humidifier, 5 years, yes, 5 years, no interest, you can get that deal starting at $8,500 from the folks at 888 Heating. It's a great company. They'll always be honest with you. If you call them to fix something, they'll give you a price on fixing it. They're not going to twist your arm to always buy a new unit. Bottom line, 888heating.com. Phone numbers 888 Heating.
Kevin and I are looking to replace this employee. We found a place that does a dynamite job. TNT Floorworks. Next, finding the trusted source is challenging, and TNT Floorworks meets our standards. Selection is great with solid hardwoods, luxury vinyl planks, engineered wood, and laminates. You can visit the gallery at 19 Dutch, or they'll come to you with samples and free in-home estimates. Visit TNTFloorworks.com. That's Floorworks with an X, or on Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, and Nextdoor. Mention Michael Brown for 10% off your order. TNT Floorworks, where they always do a dynamite job.
The roller coaster stock markets make you nervous. With such frequency them, middle-class market volatility, delay your retirement.
It'll be great having guests back in.
Oh, man.
I wonder who our first guest will be.
We'll have to probably start on a car day, huh?
I don't know.
What are you talking
Have
about?
guests back on a car day?
Probably it should be.
And we could make, I mean, you could build it up a big thing like that and get, who would you want? Like, Jeff Dick and,
well, those are the first two. Kevin.
Kevin. Jeff, those are the, I think I like them the best. I like them all, but. You know, ever since Biden's drove that Ford, Ford's popped.
He's what? What's he
Remember
driving?
he drove that Ford electric vehicle?
Oh, I didn't see that last week.
I don't care. That's why. But
I didn't see
it.
it.
Has.
I sold a shitload of Ford in the middle of. I took a fucking loss on
No,
it.
I kept it just for the.
So you still have it?
Yeah.
So you did good on it.
No, I'm even.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought I owned it around $6. Isn't
Oh,
it
did you
over
really?
10?
No, it's 13.
Yeah, I think I did, man. They made me nervous though, because I took a fucking loss on it.
No, it's.
I don't even remember.
They didn't jump in electrics like they should have. I don't think it's.
What the hell is? Well. Oh, dude, we went on the nicest hike, man. It's right near us.
Did you have to drive there?
Castlewood Canyon.
Did you drive there or?
Yeah, you couldn't walk. I mean, you could walk there, but it'd be fucking 10
Could you
miles.
take your electric bikes?
Oh, easily. I don't know where you'd park them though.
Oh.
They get stolen or something. No. There's people that rock climb there. I didn't realize that, man. They got a big wall, and they got those things in them.
They did? They allowed them to pound the stuff in?
Yeah, they actually go there and rock climb right there. It's like sanctioned. It's pretty cool.
A lot of times they won't let you pound the stuff in there unless, just because if they don't do a good job, do it, and someone hooks up.
What kind of sandwiches did George bring when he went rock climbing? Because Tony didn't like...
Was it tuna? That's a good one. That's
He's so cool.
What do you call him? What is it? Get off.
No, step off, George.
Step off.
Oh, Tony.
Step off.
No, not me. Don't tell me to step off. What did he bring him after he was hurt?
Well, comic books, one thing.
We talking comic book.
But then he...
Seinfeld.
Oh.
He brought a,
Didn't he bring something to eat?
I think he brought him a Mad magazine.
I gotta write an email to my kid's teacher.
Step off, George. Tony told you to step off. She goes, did the doctor say anything about a horrible
disfigurement?
Scarring. Nah, but I'll tell you what, the drugs were pretty cool.
He's the ultimate stoner. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. RenewHomeInnovation.com. Renew Home, Nick Fox and his team do beautiful custom showers. And they can do, of course, tubs or tub-shower combinations. A lot of people are opting for these big rectangle showers in place of that tub area. Beautiful. Either with doors or without. They can design them. Perimeter drains, grab bars, no threshold, so you can wheel in if you have a wheelchair or easily walk in. Whatever you want, they have it. RenewHomeInnovation.com. They can do whole bathrooms as well. Special pricing for seniors and discounts. He has a heart for them. The number 303-904-2000. He does a spectacular business. We never get complaints. 303-904-2000. Mark, what's on your mind?
Do you remember that landscaper? So the woman called up. He built a wall, $45,000.
Yes,
and he didn't finish. He came on the air.
Yes, he
and
did.
told us he was going to finish.
Yes.
You know that little sucker decided to change his phone number
and his
had
name.
someone reach out to her and say, "I'm not finishing your wall." What do you think of this?
Was she a widow recently or something? Did her
Yes, a
husband
young
die?
widow.
A young widow
with a kid.
And why was that $45,000? It was more than a wall, as I remember. But
Yeah,
the wall,
no.
the wall didn't look as terrible as she thought.
No, and I recapped that. It looked fine. It looked fine.
But he had to finish it.
Yeah, he had to pick up. He had to tamp down the dirt. He had to do some other stuff. I think maybe a little cement
I
somewhere.
wonder, where is this located?
Springs.
Jeez, I wish it was around here. Maybe we could get Tammy and Bob over at Mr. Green Jeans, but they don't go down to the spring.
No, this drives me nuts, so man. This poor woman, and he just lied.
We need to put
What
this
a
guy in the
liar.
sleaze brigade.
Let's get him up.
What's his name, though?
Liar. I like calling him liar.
Liar, pants on fire. What's the name
He's
of
the guy running around with
Really?
his pants on
What's
fire.
the name of the shop? Seriously.
Suzanne's got it all.
Suzanne, what is it? I want to put him on sleaze brigade.
His name, I think, was Merrill. Isn't it Merrill?
Landmark Garage?
Oh,
Merrill
no.
Miller?
No,
Mark.
That's another scumbag.
No, is he? I don't know.
Well, we're working on it.
Okay, hold on. What's the landscaper that screwed or I should say
Should be, it's squirrely, Tom. Quality Home and Construction down in Colorado Springs.
And he
George
changed
Jackson.
His name is George Jackson?
That's right,
Yeah.
George Jackson.
Did he, hold on.
I'll send you pictures
Yes,
for the
he lied.
Sleaze Brigade.
Good. Did he lied. Did he change his name as well as his number?
No idea. He just definitely changed his number, though.
Yeah, and then
How do we know
basically-
that?
Because the caller told us.
Let's find out his new number for sure.
She doesn't know it.
We got to find it out.
Anybody here of George Jackson, Quality Home and Construction, he sucks.
He also sells team uniforms to like Little League and other things. Yeah.
What company is that
I'll
under?
have to find that again. I talked to his partner last time. That's how we ended up
You
getting
know
him
what?
to call in.
Here's the thing. If he's a scumbag in one business, he's a scumbag in another.
Amen, brother.
All right, 303-713-TALK. Now, I didn't mean to stiff Deputy Dollar. He has an update. Deputy Dollar, what do you got going on, bro?
So I've been good morning, Tom.
Hey.
I've been working on this case with Tim Diaz.
Yes.
And he and his wife, or their son, bought a boat, and it was $60,000.
Wow.
There was $30,000 as a down payment, and the loan was financed through Bank of the West. And Tim called into the show, and he tried to set up automatic payments at Bank of the West. He logged into the website, he created an account, did all that stuff, and he banks at KeyBank, so he could see the money coming out of his KeyBank account.
Right.
but it was never applied to the loan of Bank of the West.
It's lost in space.
It was lost. It was, yeah, lost in space. And finally, KeyBank came, or not KeyBank, Bank of the West came through and said, you know what? It was going through to the wrong account.
What? Okay, so what are they going to do about it?
Well, they're going to fix it because Tim could make a one-time payment over the internet. He'd log into Bank of the West. He could make a one-time payment. It'd go out. It'd be applied to the loan. But the automatic payment didn't work. So Bank of the West is going to fix it. Tim is happy, and everything's good right now.
That is wonderful. Where did they find the money?
I know. They said it was Bank of the West said it was being applied to the wrong account.
But what I want to know is this: when another person has money deposited into their account, don't they mention it? I mean, that's weird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just kind of lost. It was going to the wrong account.
But you would think that person would come forward saying, I got some deposits every month.
You know, there was a story Suzanne was reading to me a few weeks ago, so I think it was Ameritrade or one of these. This lady accidentally gets $1 million into her account. $1 million.
Yeah.
Goes out, buys a house, buys a car.
No.
Yeah. Then they went after her. Now she's like facing jail time, big time.
You know, unjust enrichment, that was a term people used, but truly, though, if there's no what they call, and I always get it wrong as far as the pronunciation, but quantum merit, there's nothing to show for it at all. No merit, nothing. And unjust enrichment, both of those principles, there's nothing. So anyway, Deputy Dollar, we appreciate your tenaciousness, especially all things dollar related. And you are in your former life, or do you still do accounting?
No, I really don't do accounting now, but my background's banking and accounting.
I want to know, why do you debit a credit account and credit a debit account? Because that pisses me off. I just never understood it, but I don't even bother trying to explain it right now. 303-713-TALK. Actually, if someone could explain it for dummies.
I already know.
You know a simple explanation?
I do.
Go ahead.
So the reason you debit a credit account, because to the bank it is a debit. When you credit a debit account to the bank, it is a credit. To us, it's opposite.
No, wait a minute.
You got to think like a bank, she said.
A credit account is like income, right?
To us, but not to the bank. It's a debit to them. If we take money out.
Well, okay. If I have a credit account, and let's say I have $1,000 in it. Okay, a credit account. When I debit it, they add to it. It should be the other way around.
No, what she's saying is you got
to the bank, though. You got to think that you're the bank.
You're
not the customer.
Okay, if I'm the bank and there's a credit account.
If you have cash in an account, let's just take it there.
So I'm a bank and there's $1,000 now.
Yes.
Now, when you credit that account, it should add to it, shouldn't it?
It does to them. They're crediting. They're debiting. You're not crediting.
You're on the opposite side of that.
No, you didn't explain it to me at all.
You got to think like the bank.
Okay, if I want to take $100 and deposit it in my checking account, then my checking account should go from $1,000 to $1,100.
Yeah.
When I take that deposit and enter it into my books, why do I enter it as a debit?
Because you're not thinking like the bank. The bank is crediting it.
No. No. Wrong. You don't understand. The bank is yeah.
You don't understand.
The bank
Let's get Eric on.
The bank is crediting it, Mark. It is. It's taking my $1,000 and adding $100 to it.
Yes, but on our end, it shows as a debit. But
Why?
on the banking, if you're online banking, it shows as a credit because it's a credit to them.
But it's also a credit to me. I'm getting $100 and I'm depositing it. Listen, folks. I don't mean to make your head spin, but maybe someone can explain it to me. Because
apparently not.
No, Mark, you think you explained it, but you didn't.
Call Eric. Let's ask Eric.
You know what I mean? I'd like to have a very simple explanation because it is confusing. Now, Suzanne gave me a cheat note once. Do you remember that cheat note? you gave me. It was a little, it was a little cheat note you gave me, and I always refer to it anyway. Millie, what's going on with you, Millie?
Yes, I have a friend, 83 years old.
Yes.
When his feet are really crippled up, and he finally had some surgery to help it.
Yes.
Last week.
Yes.
He's facing more surgery.
So what can we do?
He needs to move out of the house he's renting, and the grass there is about a half an acre and over 12 inches tall. It might be close to 18.
He's moving though, right?
Yes, he's moving, but the landlord's been bugging him to get it cut.
What area?
I have made so many, Arvada, West Arvada.
And what if he doesn't cut it?
I have made many phone calls. Beg pardon?
What if he doesn't cut it?
I don't know.
Good question.
I don't know, but he's trying to save
They'll
some
probably
time.
bill him.
Is he going to take it out of his deposit?
Yeah.
Well, it's more than likely. It's a 100-year-old house he lives in.
Yeah, but did he agree when he moved in to do the landscaping?
Yes, he did.
Okay, hold on a second. We'll figure out what we can do.
This is Denver's top station with Ron Martinez.
If I had a trailer, I could knock that out in 5 minutes. I have no way of getting my unit over there.
What's that?
I could bring my tractor over there and mow it in 5 minutes, but I don't have a way of getting it over there.
It's a foot tall. It's going to be
mutual insurance.
Oh shit, my shit will mow that.
yours will, but I mean a regular.
Oh man, a push mower, you'd be out there forever. If someone would have I gotta have a drive-up trailer too. I gotta have something I can drive onto. You don't have one, do you?
I do up the cabin, but it's not licensed right now.
Yeah.
To do this.
You know, I've got 2 trailers, and I don't know where either of them are. I think Mikey's got one, and I don't know where the other fucking one is.
You sound like Tom and his four-wheelers.
I did. I let someone borrow it. I don't remember who, and they never brought my fucking trailer.
Well, I think you ought to do is put a board in your garage when you loan something out, like a whiteboard, write it on there, so
Then you remember.
Yeah. But I know how it is. I've loaned tools to people. And stuff.
You're up in a sec, Tommy.
So you won't pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
At the Art of Granite, what you do is you pay for fabrication and installation. Here's how it breaks down. All of the materials are wholesale, and they don't make any profit off you there. And he does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. He also does tear out and haul away free. So the fabrication and installation is what you pay for, and he is happy to give you a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. Whether it be granite, marble, quartz, or whatever other material. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com.
You know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told
Did you guys
there
see
was
on
a
PGA, Phil
special way to buy
Mickelson?
and sell a home?
50 years old.
Go to Orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy.
The oldest anybody has ever won a tournament.
That means
How
you'll
old?
never have to
50.
deal with showings, open houses,
Oh, that's really
moves, or
He's the oldest guy that's ever won a major.
You get the best
Who's that?
possible price.
Phil Mickelson.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that. They were comparing it to the guy who won in '85 at that age.
With Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000.
Is that McGolf?
Yeah. Price on our
Someone won a huge one when he was around that age.
50 doesn't seem old though.
No, but these guys, I mean, he hit a 336-yard drive. I mean,
offers for our new home.
That's
What's the longest you've ever driven?
about 420.
Oh fuck! I think I can hit the back at Top Golf, but that's only like 200 and something. Yeah, like 220.
Or some of that Top Golf is farther than that, isn't it?
Oh, all I know is one at MGM that I was just playing. You got to hit it straight, and it's got to roll into the box.
What do you want me to do with this?
You have infinite amounts of options.
What is it? Zero red? Oh, sign it to me. ASAP. I've been waiting for that forever. Did it just?
Ideal home loans, 867,000 or just lower.
You're right, though. I was reading someone actually hit over the net.
Oh, some of those big drives.
Holy shit, man! Old Top Golf, it's like 400 plus.
Some of those guys can really freaking train.
400 plus.
I guess Dan Campbell's can really
He's good at it.
said he was on the radio.
I'm just happy when I hit it straight.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
I do like to hit far though.
I do like Top Golf, man. I think it's fun as hell.
Or
It wasn't too bad there either. It was like $60 an hour, and you know you got 4 players. It's $15 a pop. That's pretty damn cheap.
Certified pre-owned sales. Celebrate the spring.
What? How much did you guys played it down there? Top Golf's pretty.
In Vegas, it was $60 an hour when we played.
For how many people you have?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how
Oh,
many.
really?
people. Well, they did have a maximum amount because I think COVID of 6. Yeah, they don't care how many people. They just care hourly. You know what I'm saying? If you went there by yourself, that'd be an expensive way to hit balls.
I thought it was so many.
When you played, you take like we were playing. Everybody takes. At first, we were doing 5 shots, and the next guy 5 shots. But then we did it 10 shots. That seemed to work better, faster.
10 in a row.
Yeah, you hit 10 in a row. The total game, just normal Top Golf's 20.
But there's different games you can play though.
What's that?
There's different games you can play in Top Golf.
Yeah, when we were there, they even showed a new one called Angry Bird. I mean, the only one I've ever played is the main, whatever the normal golf is.
This one.
Yeah.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Homeowners experiencing pipe leaks or low water pressure. Is your water bill unexpectedly high?
The increase, that would be their asset category. If they increase, it would be a debit. If they decrease, that would be a credit. That fucking just doesn't make sense.
Because you got to think like the bank.
Mark, even if you think like the bank, in a cash account receivable or fixed asset, when you debit that account, it increases. Now, you debit a cash account and it increases. Okay, even if I look at the bank, it doesn't make sense because the bank has more money.
The bank's going to be opposite of whatever you do.
Okay.
Because if you do a credit, they're doing a debit. If you do a debit, they're doing a credit.
When I do a credit, when I add money to my cash account, according to this, it is a debit. Why would the bank count it as a debit when I make a deposit? Why would it? For example, cash accounts are an asset category. If they increase, it would be a debit.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com will get you a free market analysis of your home, and that is way more detailed than even an appraisal and way more than Zillow. An appraisal is pretty accurate, but we're talking about what will it bring on the market. Sometimes it brings way up above an appraisal, sometimes it doesn't, and Frank Duran gives you that free of charge because he wants to increase his market knowledge. He will do it free of charge, no obligation to list. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, just ask for it, a market analysis of your home. 303-920-1622. Now, so we have, let's see, okay, the 83-year-old, Millie, has an 83-year-old friend who needs the lawn cut. It's right down to that simple, right? Millie, and we just need someone to do him a solid.
If someone's got a tractor, something that I can drive up on with my tractor, I'll go cut it in 1 hour. I just need someone to pick it up. I don't have a trailer.
So we need to transport your tractor there.
And I can mow that thing quick.
Okay, or something simpler if someone's closer. But if someone does want to help Mark, he's talking about, you have to help him get his trailer to
I got to be able to just drive it up, you bring me over,
but
I'll knock it out and we're done.
I have to believe there's someone closer who can do it.
Well, with a regular mower, if that thing's, what'd she say, a half acre and then 12 inches plus high, a regular mower is going to be forever.
What size lot, do you know?
He said it's about a half acre. He's been trying to mow it with his hand mower.
Oh, my God.
The spark plug went out of it. In fact, it was today. And he made a little bit of a dent in there, but there's so much there to do. And he's trying, but...
Yeah, and his feet hurt and all that.
I know we can get somebody. I know we can. So let's just figure it out. What part of town is he in?
Northwest Arvada.
Give me
around
a rough...
80th and Kipling.
Okay, around 80th and Kipling. You know what? I know we're going to find somebody. In fact, and we'll make sure that somebody...
Yeah, give us a call if you can help out, or if you got a trailer I can just drive up on.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Tom, he can afford to pay. That's not the issue. It's just trying to find somebody
Mr. Green
who can
Jeans.
do this.
Okay, let's find out if they do up there. They can do that. Listen, we'll call them off the air, and then anyone else who's in the business who can do this guy a solid. He needs it done pretty quickly. He's moving out, a half acre. He's willing to pay, and he just needs someone to get there and do it. Okay, you know what? The show has done some crazier things, right? I love that lawnmower story where the guy couldn't start it. People had a similar problem. The rope pull was stuck, he said. It turned out to be a packing bolt where the handle is put down, and it's for shipping. And when you remove those bolts and raise the handle, put the bolts back in a different position, then you were able to use it. It's wonderful. So that was live on the air, and then he was able to start it. And it was, like 10 minutes. So if anyone here can help this guy, 83-year-old gent needs someone to do it. He's capable of paying. 80th and Kipling. He's got crippled up feet. He's moving. The landlord says, you need to cut the lawn. See, but I'm wondering if he's willing to pay, what would the landlord charge? I mean, it's not like they're going to take an inordinate amount, right, from the deposit. Suze?
I just had a guy named Ed call. I sent him Mark's phone number. He just needs a day notice, and he can help Mark move the mower.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so that's really good. What size is your tractor?
The deck, I think the mower deck's 60 inches, maybe
Extra
65.
large.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be too big, but maybe not.
No. It's a micro tractor, man. It's not.
Okay.
It's not like that thing you had out in Parker.
Now, Sarah, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hi, my husband has a 1995 Chevy Silverado pickup that he got from his father.
Wow.
And 2.5 years ago, he decided, I love this truck. I want to make it into a hot rod.
Yeah.
He took it to a performance shop in Colorado Springs in November of 2018.
November of 18, okay.
Yep. In that month, he paid them $32,000, $32,715.
Wait, up front?
Up front.
Why up front?
And for what?
So he wanted to have the motor replaced.
I get it.
An LSX 454 crate motor.
But when you do that,
it's a really big deal.
Isn't that like a Corvette engine? When you do that and you pay money up front, you're begging the guy to. I mean, very few people can have that money up front and handle it properly without going right through it.
Right.
And unfortunately, you can never get it back because these people probably don't have anything. What's the name of the performance shop?
PGA Performance.
PGA.
I think TGA.
No, T as in Tom.
TGA, okay.
GA.
Performance. And, make a long story short, did he ever get anything done?
So, supposedly the engine's in the truck now. It's not running. It's not roadworthy. Because he was going to redo the whole thing, right? Paint, body, interior. And so so far we've paid them, $35,000.
So it's still at the shop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's taken too long.
Today he emails me that he wants to come drop the truck off as is, and he'll relieve us of the last $3,000 on the
Wait, he'll relieve you, but wait a minute. But
the truck's not running or roadworthy.
Well, what was he supposed... I mean, do you have a contract with the guy?
I have the estimates, not a formal contract, but I have...
And the estimate was $35,000.
Well, the total right now is at $38,793.
They must be saying it needs more.
How much did you pay him?
So far, we have paid him $35,715.
Now, on this $35,715, did you get everything that is supposed to be given for that price?
No.
What was
not running?
I'm not asking that. I'm asking the 35,715. Nothing on there says the truck will be running, but it does say, for example, you'll get an engine, you'll get maybe a seats, maybe painting. I don't know.
Labor.
What I'm asking is everything that you paid for done? I'm not asking if it works. Are the parts there? Was the work performed?
The parts are there. I would say the work has not been performed.
Because it's not running?
Yes.
Okay. Was the engine installed?
Supposedly it's installed right now.
Okay, then that work was done. I'm trying not to equate performance with work. It's very important that you answer, because I'm not trying to build a case for the guy. I'm trying to help you. Hang on.
Tell your smart device to play 630K out.
They got good reviews.
The guy was like 84.
Impacts your life.
Some of the bad one-star reviews is because they have the sign says we don't do mass here.
Does it really say that?
That's what it
Impact traffic.
By Rocket Mortgage. From the Westside Sports Traffic Center, overall the I-25 drive is looking good. You do have a bit of a slowdown though with an accident northbound I-25 after Colorado Boulevard, partially blocking that right lane. So some slower traffic there and usual jam-ups between Santa Fe and 6th Avenue with volume slowing. I-76 is closed right now with a bad accident. Both directions, just east of Roggen, eastbound diverted at Roggen, westbound traffic diverted off to Colorado 144. Denver weather, sunny and a high of 76 today, clear tonight, an overnight low of 46, and then lots of sunshine tomorrow, a high of 79, currently at 64. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Hey Now. Ready to buy a new home, but don't know where to start? Rocket can. Check out the Rocket Mortgage Homebuyer's Guide for articles, tips, and tools. When you need your mortgage to fit your family and budget, Rocket can. Rocket Mortgage.
Man, 35 grand for a crate engine installed.
If you want free legal advice when you need it the most, you can call John Fuller, Fuller Law. First of all, you can find him at referralist.com. Just search him, John Fuller. Now, you can call him at any time, and he'll give you free legal advice. I mean, for your specific accident. He'll discuss it with you free of charge. And if you decide to hire him, there's no obligation. It's on contingency, which means he only collects, if he collects for you, and a certain percentage of that, which is all discussed up front. Call for your free consultation or your advice, 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Well, my pain has definitely decreased, and now with the physical therapy, it's staying, the pain is going away, okay? All I can say is ColoradoPainCare.com, they're the real deal. They're people of action. They're people with a plan. It's not like just exploring or hunting around. They've seen it before. If you have pain, go to Colorado Pain Care. This clinic is dedicated to one thing, getting you out of pain and getting your life back, and I'm well on my way. Thank God for them. 303-GOT-PAIN. They work with all major insurance. 303-GOT-PAIN.
What does her ascension mean?
Ask the simple
5 rural counties in Oregon push to succeed.
Who's that?
Secede. Secede.
Oh, they want to go to Idaho.
Is that where?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say from the Union, but they just want to leave the state. Why?
They don't like it.
What are they, like super red up there?
No, they don't like the way Oregon is. That's Portland, all the stuff that's happening and stuff. Not super red. They're just,
This is what we do.
crap.
This.
I wonder if that's even feasible.
I don't think so. You've got to have a lot of people. Yeah, it's a big, long process. I mean, it's possible, but it's a big process. I read on that. But can you imagine, like, it's just Washington State's the same way. Very liberal.
I think the schools are still closed, aren't they? Hey, Judy, Mark Major with the Tom Martino Show. Is there a manager I could talk to? We have a young lady on the air right now that's just got an issue with you guys. We're trying to get your side of the story, if you will.
Because I personally use them.
Okay. Well, I mean, her name is Sarah Laley, and she's basically saying you guys took $35,000 up front. And, now
yeah, it's been good to see you back today.
Good to see you, my friend. What's the
No, I mean, I've seen a lot of your back.
What's with the mask here? I thought you were...
Just in case I run into I thought I told you this, a possible JJ.
Yep, 7.
So, I should have brought in his flashlight.
Oh, is something wrong here?
No, just, you're looking for a way to get off.
720-841.
Something that's
6890. She's just on the air right now. I mean, basically, that's what she's saying.
All the way
She's not
down
saying.
above the last red
It
light.
sounds like there's probably other
should
stuff
try
that you
one of
guys
those.
found that needs to be done.
That
Which
was-
isn't a big deal.
yeah,
That's what we're trying to do.
Well, what for when this is out?
Right now,
She's
he was
making
just
it
having that
sound like
buzz. He just had that
35,000
buzz.
is supposed to do the whole deal, and you guys are saying now, you know what, we just want to deliver it to you.
Well, that's something to think about
Because it
down there,
doesn't
because I
run,
believe
and
it's
we're waiting
program
for the
audio,
last
you're not
3,000
hearing
or something along those lines.
So I can plug it directly into this? Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all theory until something goes boom.
All right, do you know when? All right,
You can see down there if you got a flashlight.
I don't know what to make of
Whichever
that.
said quarter inch is out.
I don't know what to make of that.
Probably the left one that's out.
I don't know what to make. Oh, what's he looking at?
There's audio out down there, in and out. Theoretically, it would just be program audio, so you'd never hear talkback.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Oh, you mean the buzz, or no? It's got nothing to do with the buzz.
Nothing to do with the buzz, and I wouldn't be on the air and other stuff.
I got
and
it.
anyway, you know, if you ended up like you guys usually do with
There's a left, right, though.
busload of people in here, yeah, left would probably be the best. That's usually mono. All right, let me go land this thing.
That's up here.
And the best part,
Oh, nothing.
so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum. Easily getting around here and
Nothing. I think it was okay. I think people just.
Did you? Oh, I forgot. Sometimes. Didn't you used to accidentally hit something over?
Yeah.
That's pretty far back. Oh, look, they covered it. Look. Check it out. They put a plate up.
There's still stuff down here.
That was smart, though, because not necessarily you, but people would accidentally kick it. Take the whole station off. What happened?
What did they say?
What's that?
What did they say when you called them?
I don't know what to make of it, man. I'll talk about it on air, but let's let her finish up. She seemed a little surprised, but it's like we're so busy on Mondays. I don't know what to make of it. I don't think it was bad, nor good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we got a follow-up here. Is this Deputy Doc worked with Chase? Chase, what was the problem? Deputy Doc, what was the problem, Chase, you called with originally?
I purchased an 08 F-250 from a dealership, Jimmy's Auto Sales.
Yep.
And 10 days later, basically the engine blew up, turbo blew up.
And I was saying, look, it's as is, except if we could get around it somehow. So, Deputy Doc, what did you do?
Well, Norris took a look at it.
Yes.
And he sent an extensive email listing 4 or 5 things that they did that were downright illegal and fraudulent. So I told Chase that he needs to go to them and tell them that, but he did not want to press it too much, and he agreed with some kind of deal with them. However, he signed something agreeing that that the refund that they gave him, which was less than he paid, was final. But these people are sleazebags, Tom. They need to have their license revoked. What they did to this truck was totally illegal. So my question is, we need to get an attorney on and ask them if he signed something, but there was still fraudulent and illegal things on the truck, does that negate his ability to take them to small claims court
like
for the
what?
remainder?
Well,
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
They removed the particulate filter, which was illegal. They removed the exhaust gas recirculation system, which was
How do we know they did it?
Okay, good point.
I don't know. I mean, hold on a second. Okay. Just wait. Let's talk about it. Maybe they shouldn't have sold it with those things missing. We'll come right back.
The house you're living in right now? Right now.
I remember it. Wasn't it the owner's truck or something?
to get an absolutely free mortgage review with no obligation and no upfront fees.
And this fucking thing.
Conversation around
this really
might be a better fit for you. Because rates really are still in the
I need to use a Word doc because this thing sucks. This note thing doesn't work. See, I'm trying to get the note thing. Well, I'm doing a Word doc instead, and I'll tell you why.
Why don't you do it on a...
It's this note thing is hard. It doesn't search. If I do the Control F, it doesn't search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry all the notes over to a Word doc and see if I can search it better. Searching is very important for me on this because I have to be able to go through these notes and find shit in a moment's notice. And I used to be able to search, but for some reason the search function just stopped working. It's really weird. Just totally stopped working. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but I mean it just totally just fucked up. I mean,
you're using notes?
Yeah, and I do the Control F. Control F is a good tool, but on the notes, it just fucking. I'm going to try it now on this. Control F. I'm going to try something like say Tom. Yeah, see, it fucking works every time. I'm going to use a Word doc, and it's going to be called. I'm going to call it Martino Calls, and then I'll search for that. That's where it's going to be if you need to use it. Martino Calls. I'll just save it. Wherever it wants to save. Okay, Martino Calls. I'll just call it Martino Calls. There. So that's what I'm going to do. Now let's see. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it over here. And Notebook's not going to be used anymore. Because it just doesn't work. Martino Calls. Okay. So now I should be able to delete that fucking note thing. Yeah, that's going to be good. So let me just do this. Delete it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to, from now on, I'm not going to have it anymore.
You see that volcano that erupted over in Africa?
No.
Buried a whole village.
Holy shit, how many people?
I think only 15 were dead so far.
What's that make you think of?
Volcano?
Pompeii, man.
Oh.
Fuck. Can you imagine that shit?
What you think of?
The second I hear of a volcano killing people, first thing that goes in my head is Pompeii.
That was a blow. That blew and the ash just came down.
A lot of people don't know about Pompeii.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
My God.
No, I mean, it's not something, I'll bet you a lot of kids, right now, you ask them, they wouldn't know shit about it.
It was one of the coolest places we visited in Italy.
Well, okay, that's why, see, I contend that people that travel will have a better grasp of geography than
of course, because it's real to you.
And that's
it's not in the book.
History. That's right.
That's all history.
Dude, you can
history,
see
history and geography.
You can see
when
the
it comes
volcano and understand what happened.
That's right. When it comes alive to you, and you go even in the United States, like from the Civil War and all that.
Oh, you just go to the East Coast. That's right. Everything's real.
When you go see shit,
the original White House, Valley Forge. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
How about the Vietnam Memorial? Until you see it, you have no idea how many fucking people died over there.
No,
it's endless.
No, they needed something like that just to show what a worthless freaking war it was.
God, it's just nonstop, man. Dead. It's crazy.
But they gained nothing of that. Nothing. That was just.
I think it ended technically the year I was born, 72. Or did it end in or 71 or 73?
Well, when they actually did the poll out.
It's just horrible, man.
Oh, it is.
The first time I saw that, I just had no fucking idea. And I was with my dad. I was pretty young. And he was in, and he was showing me the people that he knew that
Your
died.
dad went over there?
He never went. He was in the Navy during it, but he was on a ship outside the whole time. But he knew plenty of people that went over.
Oh, terrible.
So they're in this class towards the end of boot camp, and you get to pick where you want to go. him and his buddy put down the Saigon River. They thought they were fucking nuts, so they didn't even send them. They put them on a ship. All the people that put shit down like Hawaii and shit ended up going directly over. Don't pass go. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
But he has a buddy that lost one leg. I think he's still alive, but he lost a leg there. And then he had a bunch of people that he just knew from boot camp that died. Not like they were good friends.
And they were in the Navy?
Yeah.
Because the Navy just ran the little riverboat things. They really...
He was on a pretty big ship, man. So.
But why did they die on the ship?
No one died on the ship.
No. I mean, all these Navy guys that he knew, how did they die?
Oh, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. The one guy, Tommy, lost his leg. He got sent over there. They were over there on, I guess, a gunboat on the Saigon.
That must have been the gunboats that they did.
He was on a big ship. He never even got close, man.
As a corpsman, I mean, they were Navy guys. You know, those corpsmen are the dock for the Marines that go out there. Army had their own corpsmen. Corpsmen are basically doctors. They're not full doctors, but they go with the platoons and stuff. And they go out there.
They play doctor.
They patch them up.
Yeah. They're nurses, basically.
Right. So the Marines use Navy corpsmen.
Ah, okay.
And that's those are
that dude Tommy was on a fucking gunboat.
Okay.
That got fucking hit. But the people that he knew that died, I have no idea how he knew them.
Imagine those gunboats, they just go out there and try to take fire.
Well, and I would assume, too, he probably knew lots of people that got drafted. He knew his number was coming up quick, so he went and joined the Navy. I bet his high school, a shitload got drafted. You know, they're all 42 to 44. I mean, that's the exact fucking years, man.
Terrible war, though. Wow.
And then we still get calls occasionally on here with that Agent Orange shit.
Ask everyone you know what matters to them.
Let's be clear. This isn't about
I'll tell you the worst looking thing from the movies, you know, that napalm looks like just a fucking killing machine, man. It sticks to you and you can't get it off, right? And then you just burn alive.
I think it's just gasoline and like soap mixed in there.
This is what we do.
Oh, what the stuff they did there. Can you imagine that? Civilian, and then, do you remember the one picture where a girl was running through there, and that really gave it a bad name?
This is way better.
She was all burnt up. She was just running.
So I want to see that guy. I'll just search Chase control that. Chase. Yeah.
You know, I was listening to this book on tape about what's that square called where that
Tenement.
Oh my God, man! It was about that guy, and they really never quite knew who he was. That walks up in front of that fucking tank. That was
Tenement Square.
Did they kill him?
No, I don't think he died, but no one really knew who he was. Even when I was listening to it. Yeah, it's like they can't go interview him because people had ideas of who he was, but no one knew.
Or you don't think he went to some concentration camp or something? Or
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Keep listening to it.
That was a big deal.
What year was that? I don't know.
You mean that iconic picture of the guy?
Yeah. They never really knew exactly.
I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. What is going on in your life? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by SaferNet. Boy, this one message could save you thousands of dollars. SaferNet.com. First of all, if the pipeline, honest to God, if the pipeline had it, they would not be paying $4 million. Did you know the United States paid $4 million to hackers? Did you know that?
Yeah.
They actually paid $4 million because it was easier to pay them than to go ahead and try to figure it all out. That's how bad the hack was.
Well, they can't actually figure it out when it comes to crypto. There's no fixing.
These guys made $4 million. Do you think the FBI and CIA are looking for those people? What do you guys think? Do you think they're looking for them?
I'm sure they're out of Russia, so it'd be the CIA. It's not going to be FBI.
But anyway, honest to God, SaferNet would have saved them. SaferNet.
For $3 a month.
That's right. Now, you know what? I'm not kidding. SaferNet.com was built for this because no malware will will survive. What it does, even if you accidentally download something, it keeps it from communicating. Now, obviously, you have to keep it running, but if you do, you're not going to be at risk. And here's what I want to tell you. You can prove it to yourself and get it free for 44 days. Just put Tom in the promo code. You download at safernet.com, download the app. It runs in the background. Just a couple bucks a month per item. Per device. Mark?
You know that crypto, what makes it so dangerous is people go, oh, well, I've got a backup, but guess what? As soon as it backs up, your backup is now crypto locked, so you're double screwed.
God almighty. It's amazing that they got the government for $4 million. But if you think about it, first of all, it's not the same hackers that do all of these, right? So it's not like they're all different hackers. But hospitals have paid. Towns have paid.
Oh, sheriff's
cities have paid.
departments,
Sheriff's departments have paid.
municipalities.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I had a company here in town one time that they wanted $35,000, and they went to their IT people, and guess what? It was worth paying. Now, here's what I want to say, okay? Listen carefully. What about these guys? What if they don't come through? Here's the problem. How? I think they will always come through because otherwise people won't pay the ransom.
That's right, and I've never heard of once where they haven't got the proper crypto key to unlock it. Not once.
But how about this? How about this one? You hear about the pipeline. Why not email pretending to be the people that did it? How do you distinguish the real creeps, the real hackers, from people who just want to collect a ransom?
It's amazing, though. Some group in Russia shut down our gas supply, our supply chain on the East Coast for so long.
Now, Chase bought a truck, and Chase, you know, we really feel for you, man, and we're trying to help you. A 2008 F-250 diesel Super Duty, 190,000 miles, Jimmy's Auto Sales, March 19th. Now, it was as is. However, as is doesn't necessarily mean they're allowed to cheat. If it's as is, it still has to be safe, and it cannot have any emission stuff removed. And if it does have emission stuff removed, Deputy Doc, I was throwing you a trick question. You said they removed this, they removed that. The point is, whether they removed it or not directly, Doc, by selling
they can't sell it.
Or they have to sell it as a towaway. So, Chase.
Hey, Tom, I sent you Norris's report to help a troubleshooter.
Okay, now, did you get that? Okay, we have
I emailed it to you
Chase,
and Mark.
They did not sell this. They did not sell it as a towaway, did they?
No, they did not.
So, what does that mean? That means that they broke the law, basically. The report says that the diesel particulate filter was removed or is gone, the EGR is gone or bypassed, the engine computer was reprogrammed, the timing cover leaked massive amounts of oil blowing back underneath the truck, although that's as is. Turbo failed due to oil dissolution. Again, that's an as-is thing. Right front drive axle is failing. Now, I believe they are a bunch of crooks.
How long was it after? I mean, how long has it been?
Chase?
It's been just about 2 months. The
Chase,
temp tags on the truck have already expired.
I believe, Chase, that did they give you a 3-day voucher to get it emissions checked?
No, they told me out the gate it wasn't going to pass emissions.
Oh, wait. They told you because you were going to go somewhere where it didn't require emissions. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Now, here's the technicality. Even though you're in a non-emissions area, they still can't remove the emissions controls.
Yeah, long as those emissions controls are under the federal guidelines.
Right.
Yeah, where else would they be, though, Mark?
Well, I don't know which is which. For example, I don't know if a DPF falls under just California emissions, Colorado.
Oh, no.
I don't know some of these things.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Listen, here's the thing. Here's what we have to do. I think you have a good case to go to small claims court, except how much did you pay for this? Probably way more than small claims. What did you pay for it?
$15,600.
You know, the dealer board takes some of this stuff seriously, but people just don't go through all the steps.
Did you go to the dealer licensing board?
I did not, honestly.
You need to. Chase, do us a favor, really. If you truly want to help yourself, I would go to the dealer licensing board. I would also go to small claims court for $7,500. That's the max you can. Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
They gave him a refund, but it was $1,500 or $2,000 less than he paid. So small claims court, he can return.
Well, wait, did you sign something?
Wait a minute. What did he sign a full and final settlement?
Yes, that was my question. If the sale was fraudulent and illegal, is that still binding? That's my question.
Well, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be binding?
Because what they did was illegal.
Yeah, but that's the remedy. He took the remedy.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm not arguing.
Hold on. It probably said he can't even report them. I don't know. Now, listen, are you allowed to overlook something illegal? Yes, you can. But the law doesn't have to. So Chase can still report them to the dealer licensing board, but it's not going to get him any more money. Civilly, they're done with him. Now, if Deputy Doc, for example, wanted to call the dealer licensing board, that would be more appropriate. He could say, I ran across this, and these guys are crooks. But really, nothing's going to happen because they settled with him. Why did you settle for less than you paid, Chase?
Because I knew that if I walked out, so I went and met with him on Saturday, and I was there for about 4.5 hours with my girlfriend and my 9-month-old.
They wore him down.
And after I've been having with him for months now, and this is the third time I've been in to talk to him.
You know, the dealer board would have handled this.
Yeah. I think you would have gotten all your money. But Chase, what you got all your money back except for $1,500 or $2,000? How much was it? 15 or 2,000?
It was 2,000. In my mind, I had already.
I know.
I had already released 1,000. I was willing to accept 1,000 less.
Yeah.
And I wasn't willing to fight for 1,000 more.
I get you, man. I get exactly what you're saying. And Chase, maybe it was wise in the long run. But here's what I want to beg you: please don't, Chase. Don't tell me you bought another vehicle already.
No.
Can we help you, please? I don't want you to get ripped off, man.
I would love that.
I even want to get you a special deal because you got a new baby. And how old's your baby?
9-month-old.
Let's get you. Really, we want to help you out here, man. Honest to
goodness. I really appreciate that.
Go ahead.
The way I bought this truck is actually from insurance money from back in December. My original F-150 and about $15,000 worth of tools got stolen from in front of my apartment.
Yes, Deputy Doc.
Hey, I tried. I can't tell you. You can ask Chase how many times I tried to call these sleazebags, the mother and the son, at least 10 times.
They wouldn't talk.
They wouldn't answer the phone.
No, we're going to put them on the sleaze brigade. We're going to put them on the sleaze brigade.
Chase is there. I want him to handle it. They wouldn't talk to me on the phone.
I would say they did. So they gave me a check on Saturday for half of it. Money cleared, and the money is cleared.
So When's the other half? When's the other half?
I go back on Saturday for the other half.
Oh my gosh!
I do have one of their vehicles still.
Oh, we gotta keep quiet. Okay, I'm stopping right now. If they come through, I'm going to applaud them. Let's not do anything right now, please. I thought you had gotten the money and it cashed.
Well, he's got one of their vehicles.
I understand, but he can't keep the vehicle. I mean, I want to wait. I want to wait until he gets all his money, Deputy Doc, before we do anything, or if we're going to do anything. I just want to make sure he gets paid. I want them, if they're listening, Jimmy's Auto Sales, all bygones be bygones if he gets the rest of his money. So, Doc, stay in touch. That one we must follow. Please, Deputy Doc. That's important. All right? That's really important. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
I don't want to jeopardize this poor kid. Yeah. It's kind of weird he waited till then to say that.
Absurd relationships, fall in love with ridiculous romance. The podcast where real spouses Diana and Eli.
Hey, Millie Mark Major, how are you?
Interesting romantic partners in history. One episode.
Good. Suzanne said you called and were able to help that gentleman, or had a question about helping him mow the lawn, or something.
Listen to Ridiculous Romance on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get podcasts.
Granite Liquidators is where you can buy granite or marble or quartzite or any other slab for countertops at wholesale. Wholesale to the public. I urge you to go to graniteliquidators.com, then go visit their yard. They have everything you need to start your project. I always say you should shop for the stone first. You get it wholesale. They'll put your name on it and set it aside for you until your contractor can pick it up. Now, what that means is you shop the whole slab, not tiny samples. You walk the yard up at 5075 Tabor Street in Wheat Ridge and find what you want, and you will be astounded at the selection. Put your name on it and wait for your contractor to pick it up. They'll keep it for as long as you need. And what I love is you can then decorate around the stone. GraniteLiquidators.com. Go there and start saving. That's wholesale to the public, GraniteLiquidators.com. By now you know that I've had a history of back pain. I had some surgeries many years ago, then I got better. And for years I didn't have any pain, and then it came back in a vengeance. And that's when I went to Colorado Pain Care, and they have given me immediate help with some short-term solutions, and then with physical therapy and some other treatments, I'm getting longer term. No matter what, my pain is at least 60% better at all times, and sometimes 80% better depending on the PT. Please go to them. They are people with a plan. They are people with short-term plans and long-term plans, but they immediately start helping you. ColoradoPainCare.com, a medical practice dedicated to getting you out of pain. 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN.
Thinking of selling your home and you want to save thousands of dollars?
So this lady called up that's good friends with that old guy who needs his lawn mowed. Her name's Millie.
And he's a multi-billionaire, right?
Well, no, she goes, I want to clarify something. That grass is between 18 and 24 inches tall, not 12.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Boy, you do that much.
This guy called up with a trailer that hopefully we can pick up.
That will gladly pay the.
Did you see that? You didn't want to talk to that PI and stuff they sent you on that Ira Siegel? Who we got to get on the Sleaze Brigade? I sent an email, so he hired a private investigator, supposedly.
I'm not talking. Okay. I'm not going to fuck his that word to him. Fuck him.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Hey, Ed, Mark Major, Suzanne just told me you got a trailer, need a day's notice. Pretty much picked a day. I can do it Friday after the show if that works for you. I can do it Saturday. I can do it Sunday. I'm in Franktown, so basically I need you to bring me over. I can probably mow that in a half hour and then bring me back, dude. So that's it. Later, bye. Call me at this number.
But if I would have thought fast enough, I would have said, well, you better get paid up front. He's not going to pay you.
Who's that?
That PI. The Ira Siegel.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, that PI's him. That's him.
No, it's not him.
Okay. Then it's his buddy.
Could be his buddy.
It's the worst PI I've ever heard of. It's like, well, go to the fucking KHOW website if you want to know the guy's name, you dummy. What kind of PI's got to figure out who Tom Martino is, right?
Oh, no, he knew Tom and everything. And he didn't. I said, well,
what information did he want?
You want to talk to him about, you said bad things about him on air.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like I said, it sounds like a fucking total bullshit. That would have been good, though, if you got that line in at the bottom.
I know.
Hey, you better get paid up front.
When we first said about Ira, the first thing I said, he's a scumbag.
No, I would tell the guy, you better get paid up front.
Yeah. No, if I would have thought fast enough, I would have...
which could cause chest pain or discomfort.
This guy needs to buy a vehicle really quick. Let's get a JF. I'm going to tell her JFR.
So don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away. By phone,
I thought the guy had also taken off the cats, which is, I know, totally illegal.
Did this guy have a diesel? I forget, right?
Yeah.
You can register at MaximumAutosearch.com. That's MaximumAutosearch.com. Tune into the Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve Hayden is the Mortgage Doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show, Saturday mornings at 6 and Saturday afternoons at 3.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones hinted he may be on his way out of Atlanta after commenting on an FS1 talk show that he's out of there. Avalanche now play the waiting game.
I don't remember Compass.
Yeah, you did.
When did he do it? Was I in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was yeah.
Snuck it in.
No, actually, he wasn't. No, he wasn't in the room. Nope. You don't even remember. You were talking to Susie or something.
You were talking. Yeah, that's rarely happens.
It was 13 mass shootings in 8 states.
Where? Over the weekend? Yep, this weekend. Look at that.
Holy Christ.
I bet they're all blue.
You notice we didn't have these.
70 hurt. 13 dead, 70
New York was up 30% on murders. 30. They need to.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
You know everything we have said over the years on aftermarket warranties, right?
Yes.
I bought one. I don't even remember buying it. I bought a fridge at Costco about 3 years ago, and it looks like I paid, well, I know I paid an extra $109 for this warranty called Square Trade. I must have bought it thinking, worst scenario, Costco will refund me for it because they refund anything. You know that damn fridge went out, ruined about $300 worth of food, and that Square Trade is sending me a check for exactly what I paid for that fridge. Can you believe it?
No, that's amazing, Mark. And they didn't depreciate or anything.
And I have bitched my whole life about
they didn't depreciate anything.
Nothing. A full replacement, $2,400. Well, I couldn't believe it.
You know, look, that. Yeah. What can we say? What can we say? There are. It's all a matter of contract. I actually never read that contract. Neither did you, apparently. But I wonder what that contract says. I wonder if they're just doing it.
Well, the replacement to actually come out and do the work. From the estimate, from, by the way, who is it? Is it ZZ, Suzanne? Who's our new one, appliance?
ZZ's Appliance.
Oh, man, these guys are great. They're on the referral list. They can fix anything. But the problem was, Tom, it exceeded 80% of the purchase price. Right. So that's when they do the replacement.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, so let's talk about this again, this car. This has me worried, Sarah. Here's what I want to get at. A 1995 Chevy Silverado, he wanted to get it restored. It's a recipe for disaster. He drops it off November 2018 and pays $35,000 up front. Now, what does this guy, if I call TGA Performance, will he believe that he finished the job and that I'm doing them a favor? I'm not even going to charge the extra $2,000 or whatever.
I can answer that question.
What?
Well, I did call him.
Oh, you did call him. But Sarah, what do you think he would think? What do you think?
I think he would say, yes, I'm doing them a favor.
And what did he say about waiving the last $2,000?
So he said that he would drop it off, he would pay to tow it to our residence, and then he would wash his hands of it, and it wouldn't be a discussion between us.
Well, is he claiming you owe him another $2,000 though, on top of the $35,000?
Another $3,000.
On top of the $35,715.
Yes.
Okay, now, this guy has surprisingly good ratings, so Mark thought, you know what, maybe we should call this guy, although we call all the time anyway. But Mark, what did he say?
Well, they told me they're way too busy and maybe someone will call me back. That was a lady that answered the phone. I said the whole story. It was obvious she knew exactly who I was talking about, almost made it seem like, yeah, I know who this problem child is. But hopefully someone will call me back. But honestly, the way she talked, I'm not exactly sitting around waiting for it.
Okay, it's not running, and Sarah, you hang a lot on that, but you might be thinking, well, of course I do, Tom. It's not running, but just go with me here on this. What if everything is connected and ready to go? I mean, have you seen the truck, Sarah?
Not recently.
Okay.
No.
Did they do the paint job, for example?
They did paint it. They took the bed off and said it was not repairable. It had too much damage. So my husband said, okay, we'll go with a flatbed. And then that's been washed from the table now. But the paint job didn't get the back of the cab done. It didn't get the interior of the engine compartment done. So we paid for a full paint job, which should have included the bed.
What I'm saying is, okay, he did... So you got part of a paint job. Is the part that's there good? Did you see it? Did your husband see it?
I don't think it's good.
You know, people, if they're willing to stake their reputation on this, I don't understand why they want to wash their hands of you at TGA Performance. And in fact, I don't know why they have great ratings unless they're phonied up, because at this point, your experience sounds pretty crappy. And I would have given them more than the benefit of the doubt, but Mark, the way Mark is sounding, these people don't give a damn. It sounds like they don't care. And Mark, $35,000 they paid?
Livid.
No.
My understanding from this story is she said, okay, here's what we want to do to the truck. They said $35,000. They pay every bit of it or almost every bit of it. I mean, and now they're getting it back on a flatbed.
Now, why is TGA Performance pissed off at you when you're the one who paid $35,700 up front and all you want is the damn truck back and it's not even running? I mean,
did they tell you something like, hey, it also needs a computer or it needs to go to the dealer to be programmed?
But
something you didn't want done?
Or what about if the bed was rotten and they said we can't do the bed, they should adjust the paint job accordingly.
Well, of course.
And what about a flat? Why didn't they even attempt to buy a flatbed for it, if you said? I mean, it's not like you guys are not paying. So you know what? We're going to let the world know about TGA Performance. In fact, I may dedicate the next few weeks to TGA Performance because, you know, Mark, I don't like this. I mean, somebody paid $35,700 up front and they don't have the courtesy to talk about it. What's their number? What's that number you called, by the way? I'm just curious.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's find that phone number. Because, you know what? I'm starting to get pissed off here, and I'm wondering if those ratings are real. And, in fact, we're not letting go of this because I decided that if I paid $35,700, I'd want more than the a-hole to say I'm going to drop it off and be happy with it as if they're doing you a favor. God, that just pisses me off, actually.
719.
Hold on. 719. Oh, so okay, 719. Go ahead.
271.
271.
9654.
96. Yeah, do you notice a lot of these bad car places for repair and service happen to be in the Springs lately?
Lately.
Why is that?
I don't know, but that is very true lately.
That's right. That's right.
And we went a long time with almost none down there.
So, TGA Performance, guess what? You're on our radar now, and we're going to be taking a look, and it's going to feel like, what do you call it? What do you call when they get the intestines checked? Where you have
a colonoscopy.
A colonoscopy.
Oscopy.
That's right, thank you. A colonoscopy. That's what it's going to feel like.
Or I call it Dan for short.
TGA Performance, we're going to do a Dan on you. And it's not going to be comfortable. Nah, it won't be comfortable when we start danning around there. Okay? Now, that's a good expression. Thank you, Mark. So anyway, 719-271-9654. Now listen, I don't want people ever to be vulgar or nasty to people, but there's nothing wrong with saying, you know, we really heard about this and we're concerned about it. We're concerned about it. TGA Performance. In fact, I'm going to bring this up tomorrow. A possible sleaze brigade right here.
Hopefully I hear from them tonight.
Yeah, because there's something wrong here. And then there's Jimmy's Auto Sales. Man, we're starting to find some bad guys. Is this guy in the Springs? Is Jimmy's Auto in the Springs? No, right? Yes. Where are they? Jimmy's Auto Sales. We have to figure out where they are. And in fact, I don't want to go to war yet if they're going to give the money back. I think that would be better to wait. But where are they?
It's kind of strange. They took the vehicle back, but only gave him half the money in 1 week.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Does that mean they have no cash flow?
No, but he has a loaner. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Jimmy's is on Pecos Street here in Denver.
Pecos, okay. So it's Pecos in Denver, okay. You know, just think about this, okay? This does make me feel good when you think about it. Where would people go without the show? Where would they go on items like this? Where would they go to flex a muscle? Where would you flex a muscle?
Most of these things you can't solve because if you hired an attorney, it's going to cost more than what's owed.
Hey, Sarah, here's what we're going to do. Our plan is I want all your paperwork, and then Mark's going to see if he doesn't hear from them. We're going to go to war tomorrow during the first 2 hours because that's when we're on in the spring. Well, we're on in the Springs now through KHOW, but we have some affiliates. We're on the AM and FM down there, and we want to turn up the heat tomorrow, okay?
Hey Sarah, real quick.
Suze, get her number to call her first up tomorrow.
Sarah, there's nothing you're leaving out, right? I hate getting blindsided.
No, and my real concern is that the motor has a warranty, and if it's not running when we pick it up, we're taking it without a warranty on it.
Well,
so I
the
can
whole
send you guys all the emails
thing
and all
sucks. The whole damn thing sucks. Keep all of your records because TGA Performance will be hearing about it. Trust me.
This Mile High Master Router, about a minute. Martino now.
What would have paid that? Was it turn a truck into a hot rod?
People like toys, man. That's that dude's toy, you know.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, just a minor slowing on I-25.
Now, Blake Harris Law,
is actually a really nice
Mark,
drive
from
right
now
now.
on, when you do it, make sure you mention it's Mile High Estate Planning turned Blake Harris until all of that is.
Wait, why'd they do that?
He's changing his
Yeah.
name.
Why?
Because he's in Florida and another state.
Oh, okay.
So she changed his banner and everything.
Yeah, we're good. Well,
That's it. The trust he did for me was out of Florida.
we got to communicate all that to him to get all that stuff in house. Who's going to do that?
What? To get what?
His new logos and shit, probably.
I took it off his website. His new website.
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay.
Did you update his referral list?
I will.
Okay. Ooh, I felt like I just got damned.
Home insurance. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com is now BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Well, the good news, Blake Harris is still there, of course, leading the team of experts that can do wills, trusts, powers of attorney, medical directives, beneficiaries' deeds. What about payable on death bank accounts or plans to avoid probate in the future altogether? Maybe you're facing probate right now and you need immediate help. Whatever the issue, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Remember, they used to be MileHighEstatePlanning.com, but it's the same level of service. All you have to do is call and ask your question. 833-ASK-BLAKE. As you know, Blake doesn't charge for the talking. He only charges for what he does for you, and he charges flat rates. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's Blake Harris, who does all of our estate work. He should do yours. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
You know, one thing I love is when a company actually decides to give you something for free with no strings attached. Master Router Plumbing will send a plumber to your house to give you a free estimate on whatever you want. They're not going to charge a trip charge. They're not going to charge a diagnostic fee, anything like that. It is a free estimate. If you have a drain backed up, they'll give you a free estimate. And if you need the work done, you're not going to get a better price. The owner, Tony, prides himself in having the best pricing. Once you use them once, you're going to be calling Master Router every single time. And if you ever need a sewer line, or if anybody ever told you you need a sewer line, they own their own excavation companies, and that equals big-time savings. These guys do their own work. There's no subcontractors. They're great people. They've been on the referral list for over 10 years. Do me a favor, just write this number down. You're going to need a plumber at some point, and you're going to want the best out there. It's Master Router Plumbing, 720-434-3406. The best prices, free estimates, 720-434-3406.
Ask a simple question.
Uh-oh. We never get complaints on Golden Spike. Ever do we get complaints on Golden Spike. Holy shit, I can't wait to hear what it is. Yeah, it's on 2.
No. Didn't Golden Spike, didn't he used to work for...
They were partners.
Yeah.
I met him at iHeart event. He's a really good guy, man.
His name is Spike, right?
Spike.
General Manager at Queen Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado in both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring,
Pelosi's really getting some shit thrown her way. Did you see on that $1.9 or $6 trillion bill that AOC and the other ones didn't vote on it? She could only do one more vote or else it wouldn't have went through.
Oh, really?
Yep, to pass the House. They didn't like, there was funding in there for the Capitol Police, so they said, fuck you, we're not going to vote on it. So AOC and the other three, what do they call them? The squad. The squad all didn't. If there was one more squad member, they would have tanked it, or maybe two, I forget. But it was right there.
It's not going to pass the Senate, though, is it?
I don't think so. There's too many moderates in there that are like, no way.
There's hardly anything to... There's so much work in those things. I mean,
oh my God, they were reading one of them. It was like Michelle Obama's museum, I guess, or something.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. It's like, it's just millions. It's not billions, but it's crazy. Hey, the Republicans do that shit too, but not nearly as bad.
Not like the pork, like the COVID thing and stuff. Hardly anything went to COVID.
Oh man, they're still sitting on money. They're still sitting on so much money for what do you call them? People that can't pay their rent.
You're not helping people by just that.
Oh, and how about these states that haven't got rid of that 300 yet? That is crazy, man.
You know what?
Colorado.
Yeah,
holy shit, our restaurant industries can't find people.
So you know what Colorado's doing? The Jump Start program?
Oh, yeah. How much do they give you? 1,000?
800. If you go there, and then if you stay for a month, you get.
How about people that never got on unemployment? Why don't we get $1,000?
Exactly. What about the people who stayed working?
That's like, don't get me going on the stimulus. If you really want to put it in the economy, you give it to people that, didn't qualify. They'll definitely pump it in the economy. Not giving it to banks.
I think a lot of the millennials and stuff bought GME stock.
Oh, a lot of them got nailed on it. Actually, it's still up amazingly, like $130. I mean, it's fucking amazing.
No idea why.
Well, because they got a CEO of they did a second round. They got about $500 million, and they have a goal.
Mark, I can't fucking download anything from OneDrive. It just says wrong format. I mean, and Mark, I do this zip file all the fucking time.
Did you download one on here?
Oh, I downloaded one before.
I mean, is there one on your?
Yeah, here's the zip right here. I'm going to put it on the spot. I'm putting it here. Look, here's the zip. Right?
Okay, right click.
Now watch. Just let me show you. If I do this, usually what I do is double click, and it says unable to expand. Now this is fucked up. I mean, I've never seen that.
How do you? I mean,
this is how I unzip.
Here, go to more for me.
This is just about the file. That's not it. Here. All file is.
You don't have an unzip
10 seconds.
option?
Yeah, Macs automatically unzip. What you do is you
I wonder if you took a new update that doesn't look zip files.
Oh man, I've done other zips from other places. I've done. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, let's keep going and helping you any way we can. Waterpros.net for the absolute best water systems at the lowest prices ever. You can get full whole house conditioning systems for under $2,000. Yes, I know you're thinking that's impossible. No, this is whole house conditioning. Make your water soft. It cleans better. It's better on your pipes. It's better on everything. Or you can do whole house filtration or point of use filtration. Point of use filtration under 1,000. Point of use under 1,000. Now think of that. Under 2 grand for the whole house. You won't do better. You won't. Waterpros.net. Okay. Now, let's talk to Jack. Jack, what's going on?
Tom, I had to deal with a clinic on some neuropathy. Neuropathy, yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I had to sign a contract with them and everything for about $7,800.
Okay.
About a third of the way through the program, I had to cancel, and it had a cancellation policy with.
Now, what were you doing? What kind of therapy were you doing for neuropathy?
They were doing light treatments and
were you doing far infrared treatments? Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
and where were you having this done? What clinic?
At Elevate Medical. They advertise on TV and have a clinic in Littleton off South Broadway.
Elevate Medical. Okay. And you were doing light therapy, far infrared, right?
Yeah, there's that type of, and then they put your foot in the boot and,
I get it,
lights and all that stuff to it, and plus vitamins and all that and everything. And after about a third of the program, I could no longer do it because of my job and everything. And
tell me the truth, was it working at all?
I maybe. I just don't know. I think it might have been helping, but other than that, I wouldn't say it was.
How much was this? What did you sign up for on this program?
A 12-week session, and it was $7,800.
12-week session.
And that included some vitamins.
Yeah, 12 weeks.
Some therapy.
And it was at $7,800?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And does insurance pay for any of it?
It was actually $11,000, and Medicare picked up some of it, and then the $7,800 is what they didn't cover.
And now that you want to stop, what do they say?
Stopped. Well, I sent them my email to the case manager. No response. I sent them a couple of weeks ago a certified return letter with an invoice in it. No response. And now I'm looking at taking them to small claims court.
Why? Did you pay in advance?
They took it all out. They put me on their credit card company and took it all out as a lump sum payment up front.
Of a credit card. Now, then you still owe the money on the credit card?
I took it off their card and put it on my credit union card.
So right now you have a balance of how much on your card?
About $5,000 on my card.
And how much do you figure they owe you? How much of a credit do you want?
About $4,200 to $4,600.
This should be perfect for Doc. These look like chiropractors that sell everything.
Yeah, by the way...
Regenerative medicine, PRP...
I'm just going to say something, okay? A lot of this treatment for neuropathy is crap, okay? Far infrared does have some moderate help with circulation. It's never really been proven, in my opinion. I've never bought into it that it helps with neuropathy. But rather than challenge the whole treatment, you're just willing to get a credit, right?
Yeah, their paperwork, I owe them some money and everything else, but they owe me some for their paperwork that I signed with them and everything else. And that's how I broke out what they owe me still, and no response from them. So
I'll have Deputy Doc help. The problem is we're going to have all kinds of HIPAA problems, but we can get something signed. You simply want some credit, okay? And and that's what we're calling about. So Jack, we can handle that. We can call them and try to handle it. I think anyone who would pay $11,000 or sign up for that neuropathy they have rocks in their head. I mean, I mean, honest to God, it is so overpriced and so ridiculous. It's crazy, and mostly chiropractors do it. And you ought to ask yourself why. Why aren't medical doctors doing it? Where's the clinical evidence?
At least most of them aren't tricking people and calling it stem cells, PRP stem cells anymore. Everybody seems to call it regenerative medicine.
That's true. So these guys do a little bit of that too, don't they?
Oh, they do the whole gamut.
What's the name of this? Elevate, is it? Elevate. All right, well, let's look into Elevate. I don't think they want us looking too far. They don't want us to do a Dan, that's for sure, which is our nickname for colonoscopy. Let's talk to Deputy Doc. Deputy Doc, I want you to take him to task. Have you ever heard of red light or infrared light treatment for it's far infrared for neuropathy? Have you ever heard of it?
No, but I certainly can do some research on it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just wants a credit for what he's not using. And
well, Tom, he said he signed a contract that had a cancellation policy written into it.
Okay, I know, but I'm trying to get him a break.
I'll get a copy of the contract, and then I'll go after them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get him a break. Right. I don't like calling things. I am very open-minded when it comes to medical procedures and wellness and all that. But I have never been a big buyer of this neuropathy thing with far infrared. Now, infrared does. I mean. Yes, it does penetrate the skin a bit, and it does warm it up a little, so it thereby increases circulation a bit. But Doc, I don't know of any clinical evidence, although FDA has cleared it for therapy, but I don't know if they say it works or if they just did it as it's approved for safe treatment. There's a big difference.
Well, they probably approved that it's safe.
Yeah, there's a big difference between what they call a GRAS certification, generally recognized as safe, as opposed to an effective therapy. And so many people say FDA approved or FDA cleared, but it doesn't mean that it is approved for what you're using it for. And that's what pisses me off about it. Anyway, I'd like to start looking into Elevate and see if maybe they'll give back the money, and then we don't have to look into them continually, because I challenge their whole damn therapy and every patient they have. I get pissed off. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to you. I know you got more updates. I'll come right back.
Now, Impact. Nothing this time around.
Report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Oh, the chiropractors that sell everything.
From the Veterans Sports Practice Center, a big issue on I-76. We'll start with.
It's funny how they broke into all these other things.
Everything.
And it's always shit that you can't really quantify.
No, it's always fucking shady.
You can't quantify it, like really quantify it. Technically, okay, it does increase circulation. But that doesn't mean if you have fucking neuropathy, it's going to bring back feeling to your leg.
But you could buy the lights so and do it yourself.
And the infrared therapy, it's just infrared. So infrared light, yeah, it improves circulation a bit. That doesn't mean it's going to fucking bring back old destroyed arteries from sugar and shit, or veins or whatever. It just, Mark, this thing is just killing me, man. This fucking utility.
I'll try downloading it again.
Why?
Because I was reading a lot of times when it got zipped up, it might have got corrupted. That's one of the things that bring that
message. But I fucking did it all the time. I mean, I've done it so much.
Do I have access to that one?
What do you mean?
No, I download it. See if it's corrupt.
No, it's on my OneDrive. I mean, I'd have to. Here's the thing.
Just re-download it again. And then the other thing it said is move it to a different folder.
I did, to try to open it. I did. God,
You sure you didn't move it to another folder on OneDrive?
No, I didn't. No, I took it here and took it from my download folder to the desktop.
All right, just make sure it's not on OneDrive. There was two things that brought that error up when I Googled it.
Okay, here's my OneDrive, okay? I'm trying to take...
Now download it.
Again?
Yeah, just download it again.
This is my third time. What I'm gonna do is 2 at a time this time. I'm gonna try that.
And that's a direct download, right?
It's a download.
Try to do it right in your download folder.
It is. It's coming down. It's coming from here to my download. And I'm doing a small one now. I'm doing them smaller at a time. I'm telling you, I'm going to be in such big trouble if I can't fucking move my stuff. Oh man, I need this shit off of fucking OneDrive. It's all my video, and I what's that?
Well, there's a guy on to talk about neuropathy. Oh no, Jack Boyd was okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was somebody coming up from
cancel. That's 855-48-CANCEL. 855-48-CANCEL.
I never had a problem. I wonder if I sync, if I sync OneDrive, if I sync it, that would maybe, then it's already on my computer and I can move it where I need to. Maybe I'll do that, Mark. If this doesn't work, I'll sync the whole drive. Now, so you did check out that. Yes. I wonder if my archive is bad. My archive utility. I'm gonna download an unzipper.
What is Charlie's place called?
I'm gonna unload another zipper.
Power up.
Unzip. I wonder if I can buy another unzip. Unzip file extractor. I'm going to do that. Extractor. You know what? I'm going to see it that God. I'm doing my I'm going to do a new extractor and see what happens.
Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile charge premium rates for unlimited data, when in all actuality, you have no need for that much data. H2O Wireless, on the other hand, is on the exact same network as one of those carriers, but charges
an unzipper.
The average family of 4 is saving about $70 a month without having to sacrifice
Did it work?
Well, I just found it. I got to find it now. I just did it on Zipper.
Swapping out your SIM card, you can keep your phone and your phone number. Here's how to get the best deal.
I don't know how you guys do without
and say keyword
touchscreen. I wonder if the next Mac will have touchscreen, man.
50% off your first month. Dial pound 250 and say get H2O for this exclusive offer. Start saving today.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage?
Extractor, it's called.
Yourself in the head.
Extractor.
At historic lows. So take advantage of our new fast track loan with a Mark.
We're going to have an 888 heating before we come back in next hour. So after this segment.
Fixed loan. That's right. No points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still compensate you money. All it takes a 5-minute phone call to find out.
Oh, that sucks.
Thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.25 rate and APR.
Oh man, Brett's got someone pretty upset the other day.
Brett?
Jay Brett's.
Oh, what'd he do?
He didn't want to work with the guy.
Oh, good. I like that.
I heard. He just said.
I'm telling you, Jay can pick out nutcases a million miles away.
Oh, look, he had that nutcase with the gutters and stuff.
Oh my God! Why would you throw away my old gutters? Huh?
No,
where do you want
it? And he will not work with him either.
No, he won't. Period. He's smart when it comes to that shit, man. Go.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Genesis Total Exteriors now doing solar, plus, of course, all the beautiful exterior work, roofing, gutters, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting, wonderful painters. And GenesisTotalExteriors.com will do a great job for solar. Yes, an honest company that does solar along with everything else exterior-wise. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Okay, so, Deputy Doc, what are your other follow-ups, sir? And we really appreciate you working on that medical stuff, man. I just, again, the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off, this far infrared treatment for like $12,000. It's freaking ridiculous. And, you know, I looked at the approval with the FDA. It's not approved based on clinical trials. It's simply approved as safe, meaning it's not dangerous. It doesn't mean crap about, you know, being effective. Anyway, go ahead, Doc.
Two quick things. Remember Bruce called about a problem he had with kidney stones? About being charged?
Oh, yeah. And he was in so much pain. I remember that.
Yes. What about it?
Well, here's the deal. He got paid for his initial visit. He's just he was worried about having to pay for the emergency room visit that he got sent to. And since he hasn't gotten the bill, I've spoken to him and I said, as soon as you get a bill from the emergency room, call me and then we'll deal with it. We can't deal with anything because he hasn't been charged yet.
Oh.
So we don't know so I told him, just wait till when and if you get a bill, then I will deal with the problem.
All right. That's great. What else?
The other thing is, remember Catherine called about the garbage not being picked up in her apartment that she's paying for?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Trash. From the condo trash.
That was Chelsea. So they are going to have a 2-week trial period, and she and the other tenants are going to report whether or not the trash is picked up over the next 2 weeks.
Now, this is the Legacy. This is the links at Legacy Ridge, right?
Correct.
Thank you for that. That's really important. So what are they going to do? Did they promise they would do it?
They would promise that they understand what their obligation is, and they think that maybe the person they hired is not fulfilling his obligation to them. So they're going to put it on a 2-week trial period and see if by notifying the guy who's responsible.
That's really nice.
And I have a few other things working, but those
honest to God, Doc, I'm really impressed with that one because I didn't even expect you to do anything on that. Really, that's pretty
I didn't do a thing on it. Chelsea called them. It was all Chelsea.
Oh, good. She did it on that. She just made some noise. All right.
Yeah, when I called her, she told me that this is what had been accomplished.
All right.
So I said, well, I'm going to give you the credit. I'm not going to take it.
Good. Okay. What else?
Well,
is that it?
Remember that lady who had the problem with the Ford with Phil Long?
Yes.
Anyway, remember she said she didn't call me back?
Yes. Hold on,
Well,
Phil Long. I'm trying to think of the problem. What was the problem?
She bought a car, and she brought it back, and it was, because they dicked around, it was out of warranty.
Aha. Got it.
They bought the car back.
She said had they done it right the first time, it would have been covered.
Right. So anyway, the uptake is they bought the car back. She's happy. They're going to pay off her loan, and she's going to get $4,000 back.
Oh, that's...
So there's just a little problem. There's a problem with the title, and they promised me they would call me tomorrow and let me know if they resubmitted the title.
Excellent.
So I'll let you know on that one.
Excellent work. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
You know why I do commercials for SimplyFloorsinc.com? Because I personally use them. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. If you're in the market for flooring, you have to check out SimplyFloorsinc.com.
You know, that it was all because of the extractor, you son of a bitch bastards. The fucking extractor didn't work. Mine,
can save you up to 40% from the big box.
I love it.
The best service, the best prices.
Dropbox.
SimplyFloorsinc.com. You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they say, Tom, who should I call? And I say, John Fuller, Fuller Law. Personal injury is nothing to fool around about. The other side will always try to minimize your claim. The other side will always try to make you feel greedy or not.
Wonderful.
You need
this is all...
If it's someone else's fault, you should be paid. It's not something you can ever do on your own. John Fuller will fight for you, and he only gets paid if you get paid. 303-597-45.
Man, it is not good having all those snacks back.
You know, Mark,
snack attack.
I'm telling you, Mark, it was the extractor. My extractor went bad. I just re-downloaded it.
The extractor?
Yeah, can you believe that?
Not good having a bad extractor.
I thought I was going to have to ban it.
Look, gotta watch these snacks, man.
Where are the snacks at? The old place?
Dude, they got all kinds of shit now. They got these breakfast things you add hot water to, and apparently it's equal to like a scrambled egg. No, it's scrambled eggs. Or something, I don't know.
You better not eating too much.
Hey, it's better than the stupid Skittles machine they had in the M&M's before.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
Dude, I got my ass handed to me last week in the yoga we're doing after today.
And racquetball, too.
Fuck you. I got halfway through the class, I just fucking... Oh my God, it was so hot. This lady brings it up well over 100. I hope I do better today, man. I chalked that up from being in Vegas for a week. That'll fuck you up, you know.
Would not be a space war distinct from terrestrial. It would rather represent the extension of traditional armed conflict into the space domain of human endeavor.
Back on Earth, lower coronavirus infection rates in the U.S. leading the nation's largest school districts, New York and Los Angeles, to announce full-time A-class learning.
I told you they sent the book out for
in the fall. They're not going to open up until the fall.
I just don't understand any of that.
Follow the science. Unless it says go back to work, then don't follow the science.
That was got to be one of the 2021 worst sayings out there. Follow the science.
Oh,
it's just the worst.
Because they don't follow the science.
No, only when it's convenient, yeah.
Yeah, follow the science when it comes to gender. Go ahead.
I would love this somewhere.
I bet he's grabbing a snack. Flip over. I think he heard me, though. Did he just say something? See if he goes in there.
Yeah. I will flip it over. That's very clear.
That's a good camera. I think I want to move it.
Suzanne's been good, really good today.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Why sometimes it doesn't.
I guess I don't know what he's doing.
It's possible.
Urination?
Staples Connect makes it possible. With big savings on innovative...
I got a guy who's flying in from Texas looking at my RV tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're really going to sell it?
Fuck yeah, man.
So, is there one out there you're gonna buy?
I'm looking at a new Mark. I fucking love it, man.
So they're not.
I don't know yet. I gotta find the right one. I won't buy new again. I can tell you that. And I know the differences I want in the one I'm looking for. I know the shit I don't care about.
So they're not.
Look up London Air. I'm looking for like a 2018 London Air. Something with like maybe
Is that
40.
A-I-R-E?
Yes. Something with like 40K on it.
2018?
Yeah, an 18, but the London Air.
103. Governor Polis, members of Colorado's legislature, and members of the
that diesel?
Oh yeah, 600 horsepower.
Distribute federal funds made available.
It's just finding it and buying it right now.
Let's talk about where the money will go. First, this package includes 1.5.
Oh, here's got a review in YouTube on it.
Oh, I've watched so many videos. They're very popular. When I go to nice parks like up in Breck and shit, I see a lot of them. And when I ask people, everybody loves them.
Wow, they look fancy inside. Holy cow.
Yeah, they're nice. They're like a house instead of they're not like, I don't know, they're not RV-ish. Does that make sense? Like my current one, it's got like a sectional, but it's like I don't know, a fifth wheel or an RV sectional. It's not a fucking lazy boy, you know.
So these aren't hard to get? 2018's not? I mean, I thought everything was hard to get.
They're somewhat hard to get still, yeah. Actually, the new ones are rolling off the presses like crazy, man.
There's going to be a bad blower of them.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know when exactly to buy. I knew now's the time to sell. I'll take less than, if this goes through tonight, I'll take a 7% hit on it. Yeah.
Guy's flying in? He must be pretty serious.
No, yes, he is flying in.
Oh, he is to see your thing.
Yeah, but he's been emailing me back and forth for about a week. But he's either in the military, he's flying into Buckley for something out there. I love when military people end their emails with like 4 letters or some kind of description of what they're doing, and I have no idea what they're doing.
My bad. You got you coming up in about 5 seconds.
Unless they're 4 AWOL.
All right, I love these folks. 888heating.com, and here's why I love them. These guys right now will sell you a new furnace, a new air conditioner, a new whole home humidifier, and give you 5 years no interest. It's amazing, and it all starts at $8,500. Of course, it depends on the size of your house, but these guys got the best prices, they got the best service, and they've been on the referral list for over 10 years. Check them out. 888heating.com is their website, and 888-HEATING is their phone number. So here's what he put. I'll tell you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I guess I could have looked it up, but you were in the military. You tell me if you know what this meant. Let me try to think how I'm going to look him up Monday.
He says, I'm coming up there to Buckley on AWOL.
No, that'd be funny as hell. Here it is right here. Here we go. We live in Texas, Fort Worth. Ironically, I'll be in Denver at Buckley Air Force Base doing a site visit of one of our SCIFs next week. That's what I'm saying, but military guys do that all the time. Like, I'm supposed to know what the hell that is.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Silverleaf Mortgage. For your reverse loan needs, Silverleaf, for when you need money to access your equity. In fact, they have a foundation that helps seniors get more out of their appraisal. This nonprofit foundation called Forever Home, what they'll do is they'll grant you money if you're in need, or they will do a low-interest loan or a no-interest loan, depending on your situation, to help get your house up to snuff for your appraisal. Or, of course, you can just get the loan. SilverleafMortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. If you're looking to tap into your equity tax-free, very little credit, no income required, and it's just an option for many seniors right now because equity is high and interest rates are low. SilverleafMortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. Now, we are taking your calls, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. We want to just recap a few things. Chelsea, the Lynx at Legacy Ridge, took the bull by the horns. They were making noise as tenants. They weren't getting their trash picked up, and the people in charge said, we're going to step up the effort, get in touch with the people that's supposed to be doing it, and lay down the law. We also are working about a place, or we're going to be calling a place, Elevate Medical. This guy got charged $12,000 for far infrared treatments for neuropathy. This is a popular thing going on among chiropractors. I think it's a lot of garbage, personally. I don't think there's any clinical evidence, but in any case, he just wants out. He went a third through the program and wants out. He has not heard a word from them. They already took their money up front because they financed him, and they got their money up front. So his copay on that $12,000 was $7,800. I'm surprised Medicare even agreed to pay for some of it. Then we got Sarah, who she and her husband, they take a truck to TGA Performance and paid $35,700 up front. And these clowns say, we're done with you. We're going to drop it off, and we're going to waive the other $3,000 you owe us. And she goes, what? It's not even running. And by the way, I should mention this truck, they wanted restored. And these people sound like they couldn't care less. TGA Performance in the Springs, 719-271-9654. Not the kind of place I'd go to. Not at this point. Did you hear from him?
No, I haven't. I'm not exactly holding my breath, but I was also thinking of that bum contractor that lied to us and said he was going to finish up the work, the landscaper.
Yep, and that was a wall he was doing for a widow, recently widowed.
Yeah, real recent.
He charged her $45,000 and didn't finish the job. He's a scumbag.
George Jackson.
George Jackson. His name is George Jackson.
Quality Home and Construction. He also sells uniforms to, small little leagues like Little League and stuff.
Yeah, Quality Home. Caitlin was the person, right? This is in the Springs, too, right?
That's right.
Man, what's going on?
He got in and promised he'd show up and finish it. There wasn't much left to do, and he just changed his phone number and told her pound sand.
Right. He changed his phone number. Quality Home, and his name is George Jackson. We're going to stay on top of him. So, folks, if you know some bad guys, we will get on top of it. That's what we do. And we're not going to let go either. So when you hear us looking into you, just take it to the bank. We will do something. 303-713-TALK. Let's go to, yes, Suze? Oh,
Steve's been holding the longest.
Steve, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Steve. What's going on with you, man? What's happening?
All right, Tom. It's not a problem.
What's
Thanks
happening?
for taking the call. Hey. So I have a house I bought in North Glen. It's 1,000 square feet upstairs, 1,000 down, with an attached garage through a breezeway. I had an insurance claim for the roof, and they did the house and the garage. It's a beautiful job. It's Energy Advantage Roofing and Solar Company. They didn't take a dime up front until I was pleased with the job, and I was happy with it. The only thing is, the breezeway, they said, didn't need to be changed because it's what they call bitment. And they said, no, it's in good shape. Well,
is that a flat pitch there?
Yeah, it's a flat pitch.
Okay, and the name of the company was Energy what?
Energy Advantage Roofing and Solar.
Yeah, and I probably they didn't know how to do it.
No, they know how to do it. He just told me it was in good shape. And
okay.
The adjuster from USAA, they said, oh, it's in good shape.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not a roofer.
Okay.
But to me, it seemed like it's dry. So
got it.
So the roof is done. And now we've had this big, heavy snowstorm, and that's gone by. And then this frog strangling rain that we've had last week. I go outside, and I'll be darned, my breezeway's leaking.
All right, so
And,
have it done now, right?
So I call him, and he says, okay, they've already got the insurance approved for him to come and do it. My problem is they're going to change the bitment. Is there anything I can get, like that adjuster you said, some kind of a county adjuster to come in to look and see for the further damage?
Okay, it's not a county adjuster. What you're talking about is what's called a public adjuster. A public adjuster works for you, not the insurance company. So if you have something like this, where there's water leaking or a roof problem or any kind of insurance claim, what they do is they look to get you the most money legally and ethically under your policy. And they look for things that the insurance will never volunteer, ever.
Or in some cases, just get them to take any kind of... I'm losing my...
Any kind of settlement? Or
anything, yeah. There's a lot of times they say there is no damage, and there is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes they tell you there's nothing. Now, you'll always get more money using an adjuster. The problem is if it's a small claim and they don't get a lot more money, then you shouldn't have to pay, and that's how they work. The ones on our list only work on a percentage of what they collect for you. So if you've already gotten a settlement and they go and get you more, they'll only take from the more. So it's a no-lose situation.
There's further damage.
No.
There's further damage.
What I'm saying to you, I understand. What I'm saying is, if you got a settlement already, and let's say the insurance company said, we're going to give you $10,000, and then they get you more money. They only take their commission on the extra money they get you. That's what I'm getting at. So, I imagine there's a lot of damage. You can use, by the way, public adjusters from the very beginning, or you can use them just after you get a settlement and you're not satisfied with it. But, yeah.
Where would I find a public adjuster in North Glen?
We have two on our referral list that go to North Glen, and you just talk to both or see who calls you back first. Okay? It's that easy.
Okay.
Let me give you, Claims Pro is one of them, okay? And that is, and this, I'm not giving them in any particular order like preference, okay? Claims Pro is one of them, and you can find them at publicadjuster.pro or call 833-252-4600. And the other one is Paragon, which is Matt Stanford. He's a great guy. And Mark, what's the website?
719-726-0020. And remember, you can always find any of these great people on referrallist.com.
Right. So paragonservices.com or the number he just gave you. But go to referrallist.com and look for public adjusters. And those are the guys that have continually helped people. You'll love it.
That's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to, I'm not going to argue with the people that are doing the job. They know what they're doing.
Right.
I want somebody like these public adjusters to come and say,
you may find a lot more damage than you ever thought was there, even from the first time.
Water damage is incredible.
Even after you've settled, they can reopen a claim. Even after you settle. You'll be amazed at what they
We had a lady call in, her skylight was leaking. The insurance company gave her like $800.
I know.
How much did Matt, remember?
80-something. I loved it.
$80,000.
That was my favorite. It went from 800 to 80,000.
There's some serious water damage. It's
Water's big, man.
The electric pipe to the house, that glass thing. There's water coming down that pipe, and you can see water stains on the
Now, here's what a lot of people tell us, by the way. A lot of people, there's not a lot. Some people say, well, Tom, if you get more money, then it's for damage, so you use the money. So, in other words, you don't get any extra for yourself. Well, here's the deal. When you make a settlement through a public adjuster, they don't care what you do as far as the extra. Obviously, if you have a mortgage on your house, you have to get your house repaired according to the terms of your mortgage. But you can hire anyone you want. You can get it done as cheaply as you want. You can get it done and have money left over. When you make a settlement, a final settlement, that's the way it works. However, if an adjuster comes out and gives you a price and gives you a check up front and then pays the rest upon completion, that's different. It's always better to make a settlement.
Yeah, so Matt came out, my insurance company said I get nothing, no damage.
No damage.
He got me $70,000. Then I went out, I went to Genesis, and I said I need my house painted.
Right.
And I went to Excel Roofing
and make your deal. Make your deal. You just make your deal because they take the deductible out of the settlement. So let's say Mark got $70,000 and it should have been $71,000, right? They subtract $1,000 and then you've paid your deductible. Anything you have left over is yours to keep. And that's where public adjusters can help you. And people, don't feel sorry for insurance. I mean, they've been screwing you for years. Trust me. They've been screwing you for years.
Every time you say that, I always think of when we sat down with that one insurance company, or no, the agents.
What kind of administrator are you on Google? What are we? We're super administrators, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else, unless you're Google.
No, but I never knew they had so many different roles here.
Yeah.
This is for another domain. I just wondered why there are so many.
I have no idea.
I mean, but super admin should be everything.
I don't think there's anything above that.
Okay.
I don't know if there's actually an owner.
SimplyFloorsInc.com is the website for Simply Floors Inc. Wouldn't that be the place to go? Well, it is actually, because you can make an appointment. They'll come to your home and bring all the latest floor coverings. Listen, all major floor covering places have the same floor coverings, whether it be luxury vinyl tile, carpeting, hardwoods, laminates, engineered floors. It's up to you to choose the best people. So you get the best installers, the best salespeople, people who care. And for those people, there's only one place to go. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
This is Bill Lamphere, General Manager at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado for both new and certified pre-owned sales. To celebrate the spring, lease the Lexus RX350 all-wheel drive for only $5.
You can have age requirements. I'm curious what these people are saying.
Where, in communities?
No. It says work application has age limits. I mean, it all depends on what the job is. Call 2, line 2.
You want someone you can trust.
I'm just curious what they're considering too old.
Is just that.
Well, I mean, if they're hiring for a movie and they're looking for an 18-year-old, they sure can.
Yeah, but we're not. Right.
So right there, buddy,
we're talking about they can't say you're too old for a normal, like let's say at a theater where they want for a barista. They're not supposed to, and you never see anybody old working at Starbucks.
Never.
Ever.
You never see anybody ugly working at Fox News. Remember the episode of Seinfeld where all the people in the diner were big-breasted?
Oh, there's daughters.
And she goes to the employment, what do you call it?
Employment
bureau, whatever.
She was mad.
Yeah, and Elaine goes, "You'll never believe this." So she's talking to this guy at the fucking bitch place. And she goes, "All of the waitresses are big-breasted. They only hire big-breasted." He goes, "Hold on, let me put someone else in on this meeting."
So they all go there for lunch.
Lunch. Yeah, they did. He goes, "There's a diner downtown. You'll never believe this, Bob. All the women are big-breasted."
And Elaine catches them and he goes, "We had to investigate."
What turned out to be the reason? Do you remember?
They were all his daughters.
They were all his daughters. That's right.
That's nepotism. You know how many people have told me that? That's nepotism, like it's illegal or something.
Hell no.
I said, of course it is. Well, he hired his nephews. He fired me and hired his nephew. I said, okay.
Yeah, now what? Only in very certain things, like some government jobs.
Right.
In fact, fuck that now, because that's not even true anymore. I mean, I'm sure there's some things.
Well, I think, don't you have to prove that they're not qualified? That's really nepotism, right? If you hire that and they're not qualified?
Yeah, but in the public sector, it doesn't matter. You can hire your fucking uncle. Well, we hired you. Right. I mean, shit.
Hey, there's qualifications there.
You wrote down you were an engineer. You didn't tell us you used to drive a choo-choo train. Thomas the Tank Engine.
So we have tornado warnings here.
It was last night, too.
Touchdown.
My stupid Alexa said that on the screen. It said tornado warning. I'm like, what the?
And last night it was all over.
For the final question.
Boy, I tell you what, those roofers got to be hurting. That's last year was like zero hail.
So I bet we get hit this year. I've had hail at the house twice now.
Okay,
Twice.
so look,
Yeah, pea size, but twice.
This is every other kid. Fucking serious. The kid gets an award.
Look at you. He is so happy. I mean, you're.
And all the other kids, if you look at them, let's see.
They just go.
Yeah, I got a picture of them. Look. Just okay, thank you.
He could have been. He should have been dancing up there. That would have been right. Make you proud. He'd be doing a little.
Most esteemed bachelor.
Yeah. Goes woo 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 woo.
This report is sponsored by Broadmoor. Lots of sunshine and temperatures today in the mid-70s to start off your work week. No chance for storms for the front range today, and then for
Is he a freshman next year?
No. Oh yeah, he is.
The wait is over. The Broadmoor Manitou and Pikes Peak Cog Railway is back with new trains.
All right, back to that.
You know, we've never been on that. Our kids have that cog railway. Have you been on it?
The what?
The cog railway.
Never heard of it.
It's up, goes right up Pikes Peak, man. It goes like this. It's on a cog, man. It like locks in each track as it goes.
Never ever.
You've never heard of it?
Hi, Tom Martino here, RealCBDThatWorks.com. 30% off if you use Tom in the promo code, and if you want to get gummies or the cherry bombs, if you put GUMMY in the promo code, you get them half off for the rest of this month. RealCBDThatWorks.com. So, let's talk to Mike. Mike, what's going on with you? Mike? Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Mike. Yes, what's happening with you, sir?
Hey, fantastic. Hey, I had my roof done.
Yes.
I had a roof redone back in October by Golden Spike Roofing.
Okay.
Came highly recommended. You guys and by a friend of mine too said he had a great experience with them.
Okay.
Well, because the reason I had the roof redone was I was having troubles with ice dams. And then my roof would leak. So they did the roof in October. November, first snow.
Now hold on. You didn't have an insurance. This was not an insurance claim?
Correct. Yeah, I paid out of pocket.
Wow. So you just needed to get your roof replaced. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I had the dough, had the money, and
got it.
Needed to get the roof done there.
Okay.
No insurance deal, nothing like that. So I paid out of pocket.
Yeah.
A month later, the roof is leaking, and I called these guys. I'm like, hey, roof's leaking. I get it. The response I got from the owner was, I'm not sending my guys up there. There's ice on the roof. That was the response I got.
Okay.
Well,
of course not. Of course not. And no one goes on an icy roof. They'll kill their roofers.
It wasn't like, hey, we'll take care of it as soon as we can.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
okay, maybe they should have said. Maybe they should have said, we can't go out there. It's too icy, but we'll get there when we can. I'm surprised they didn't say that. So did they say they refused to look at it? Then is that what they said?
He said, let me know when it's. Or two things. You clean it off, or you let me know when there's no ice up there, and I'll send somebody up.
Oh, so they did say they would send someone.
Yeah, after a while.
So what happened though? Did they fix it?
Nope, they didn't. They came up. After a while, they came up, put some tar around, I guess, the chimney, thinking that would.
Why are you having ice damming? Do you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know exactly where the ice dams are.
Why though? Why are you having ice damming? Usually, there's a reason for it.
Right. The way that the sun hits the house.
Yeah, same with my house, man. I had to use heat tape in 2 spots. You should try that, or the cable.
Yeah, you understand it could be an extra expense to take care of it, right? I mean, it doesn't automatically come with a re-roof if you have a unique spots that ice dam. There could be different reasons. What I'm saying is, it's not necessarily keep going.
It gets better. So,
okay.
All right. So come March, fast forward to March, and I'm getting the leaking in my. What I did, I made sure that there was no snow on the roof where the ice dams would happen. There was snow up above. It starts leaking in the house again.
It shouldn't be. A new roof shouldn't be leaking. So what's the story?
Okay. So they sent some guy up. They said, hey, you know what? As soon as there's no snow on the roof, we'll come and take care of it. Didn't hear any follow-up. Saturday night, it's raining. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside my house.
Oh, my God. And this, now we're not talking ice damming. You're talking just during the rain.
Never before have I had a problem with the rain.
No, of course not. I would be disappointed with a new roof if it was leaking. So let's get to, I mean, are they going to fix it or not?
Well, I called him, and he's like, oh, well, you know, try and get somebody up there. Well, hey, look, you understand that it's raining in my house.
But where do you live? I mean, do you live on top of Pikes Peak?
No, I'm out in Clear Creek County.
Okay. Mike, listen, man, I can't help but notice that you're trying to portray them as not caring. Okay, let's face it, because every time you quote them, it's like, oh, well, you know, if we get someone, we will. You know, when we get time, we will. So that's obviously your impression. Okay. So where do we stand now?
He's going to try and get somebody up here.
Okay. Now, what does that mean? Did he say he would get someone up there?
He said that he's got a guy that's like out sick, and as soon as he gets back, he's going to try and get that guy up there.
Okay. Now,
didn't give me a time frame. He said, well, later on in the week. Meanwhile, my ceiling's falling in. I got hardwood floors. They got a lot of. I was at work when it was raining, so I come home to like a huge.
And you never had. Hold on. You never had leaking there before.
With the ice dams, yes.
No. I'm talking about in that spot there with the. You never had a problem with rain before.
Never with rain.
Okay, that's a concern to me. Suze, first of all, why did you call Golden Spike?
I talked to Spike.
Why didn't he come on?
He's busy. I told him I would relay what was going on. So, Tom...
It would be nice if he came on personally, but
So what happened with Spike is he said that when there's an issue like that, he likes to send the roofer up that actually did the job.
Yeah.
That roofer on Friday had an emergency tooth problem.
Yeah.
And
what
it's going to be
the
back.
other times? It's been going on for how long?
I didn't know about the March.
Mike, how many times have you called him, Mike?
At least 3.
And let's face it, Clear Creek Canyon's not around the block. But frankly, I mean, you know, if you called 3 times, how many times have they been there?
They've been up twice.
Okay,
so like the 3rd time.
Okay, so hey, they have been up twice. Then each time they came, did they fix that particular problem?
No.
What did they come up for?
The leak.
Well, the last time the guy came up to take a look at it...
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the very first time you called. What did you call about?
The leak.
What leak? From ice damming?
And there was no ice dams. This was like the first snows back in November.
Okay.
And it was leaking.
But it was the place where it usually leaked, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you called them that first time, and they came out a first time, and what did they actually do the first time?
Looked like they put some tar around the base of my chimney.
All right. Now, did it leak there again?
Yep. Like you say, in the spring.
Okay. Now,
it started leaking there again.
Did you also have additional leaks, or was it just there?
Just there.
Okay. And then they came out a second time, What did they do?
The guy, you know what? There was a fair amount of snow when we got all those snows in March.
Yeah.
So there really wasn't much to be done, and I told him that. I'm like,
okay,
there's a lot of snow up there still.
Did they say we'll be back? What did they say?
They said they would follow up.
Okay, good. And then
they never did.
Well,
never did.
When was the second time they said they would follow up?
That was in March.
Okay, and then when did you call them the third time?
I just called them. I just called them today.
Well, okay, so basically it was a month later, and they hadn't followed up from the second time, and you said, hey, now it's worse, right?
Yep.
Okay, and what did they say? We'll try to get the guy up there, right?
Okay, I'll try to get somebody up there.
Spike thought it would be Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
He just wanted his same guy that did the roof back on.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it doesn't. When you break it down, it's not all that. He called once, they went out there. He called a second time, and they went out there again.
Yeah, but I mean, it was raining in the guy's house Friday. He's definitely pissed. I'd be pissed.
I would be pissed too. I'm not diminishing this. It just, what I don't like more than anything, Mike, is I don't like the way you're portraying their attitude. And I'm not saying I don't like the way you're doing it because it's you. You obviously feel like they don't give a damn.
Well, what do you think, Suzanne, when you talk to Spike?
No, he feels like they don't give a damn. And you know what? I mean, I would probably want more than, when I get around to it. I mean, I would. I'd want more than that. I'd want more than that.
Not only that, but I asked him, I'm like, hey, what do you guys think the problem was the last time? He's like, I don't know. I do a lot of roofs.
Well, okay. So
I get that.
To
but
me,
maybe hey, I'm gonna look into it.
To me, even if that's the truth,
I'm gonna do a little investigating.
That's right. Even if it's the truth, they absolutely, positively did not handle it properly, in my opinion. Just based on what you're telling me and based on Spike's response. Oh, I'm going to try to get the original guy up there. Not like, oh, man, okay, let's get up there today or let's try to get up there tomorrow. To me, I think they didn't handle it right. I agree with you. I'd be just as pissed. Okay, am I saying they're bad roofers? No, not at all. Spike's a good guy. Okay, but I'm saying that you should not have this feeling that you're being left out. You shouldn't have that feeling, okay? So it wasn't handled right. And anyone who cares about their business should care about those little things, okay? Because they should be a cut above. So I agree. And the fact that he didn't even come on the air now, that tells me something. That sucks, in my opinion, okay? I'm sorry, but it sucks. Our roofers are a cut above. They're dying to get on the list, and there's a reason for that. We have more coming up.
This guy might sound like a jerk and stuff, but fucking God, he couldn't even come on the fucking air. Come on. Come on. Fucking Jay would never not come on the air. He wouldn't. Or the other guy, Johnson. Chase Johnson would come on the air immediately. It's like he's too fucking busy. Don't you think, Mark?
I agree 100%.
Jay would have been on there.
Jay would have been on in a fucking heartbeat.
So from now on, I'll just use Blake Harris, not the Mile High.
What's that?
I'll use Blake Harris, not Mile High, right?
Yeah, Blake Harris Law.
I got their banner ready.
Haircuts.
I'll change it on.
It's funny. We have Harris Law too.
Yeah, I know it. Yes.
Yeah. Good point. Harris Family Law.
Damn many Harrises.
Mile High Estate Planning is now Blake Harris Law. Blake Harris, attorney at law for your estate planning issues. He still is the same firm with the same experts to handle all of your estate needs, whether it be a will, a trust, avoiding probate, or you have an immediate need to get to court because someone just died. Whatever it is, he can handle it. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. What I love is the way he structured his business. It's a business of information, and he doesn't charge for the information. You can call at any time, or you go to TikTok and find him. 833 Ask Blake. He answers questions all over the place. He also did a big centerfold article about the 10 biggest estate planning mistakes, and you can find that on the new 303 Consumer magazine. Download your digital copy at 303consumer.com, where you will see Blake and his tips on avoiding those biggest mistakes. You can also ask him anything you want at 833 Ask Blake. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com. And speaking of attorneys, I never want you to shop for a defense attorney when you're under pressure. If you are charged with a crime, any crime, what you need is a defense attorney. Don't ever think you can do it alone, ever. Okay? The system is set up to screw you if you do not have representation. And Joe Lazzara is the guy I recommend. Joe is tenacious. He flat rates everything, and he will help you whether it's a simple matter or a complicated one. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. Look for Joe at referralist.com.
Dan, can you hit mute for a second?
Question.
Everything. She is the first woman of color vice president.
Ask everyone you know what matters to them.
Let's be clear. This isn't about fraud.
Work the angles.
Tonight here on MSNBC, we've got a special coming up.
Question authority.
What specifically are you going to do?
Be tough on the answers.
Just not true.
Favor facts over conspiracies.
What should American citizens know?
And trust standards over hearsay. At MSNBC, this is what we do, and this is who we are.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604.
That's 720-488-8604.
You don't need a referral to get physical therapy at Colorado Pain Care.
Isn't next week, isn't Memorial Day?
They even show you self-help
Next Monday.
Yes.
God, that's amazing, isn't it?
You're right there at Colorado Pain.
Yeah,
The best pain
it is.
anywhere.
We're halfway through this year, gentlemen.
I know it.
That's fucking insane.
I know it's.
Well, just like saying, then July 4th, boom, there's summer. Gone. That's it. No, it's
And then that damn snow again. Could you believe we had snow? Out at my house, we had fucking snow like 2 weeks ago.
I can't remember when we had so much rain.
Oh, man, it's been great, though. My grass is like...
It's green? Is it green?
It is so green, it's crazy, man. Our pasture's green. I mean, it's just green.
You get some cows out there.
I would have a horse if I was out there for damn sure.
I know you would. I told you, I went to that alpaca farm thinking I was going to get an alpaca. When I left there, I said, I'll never own a fucking alpaca.
Why is that?
They're fucking useless.
Well, they're totally useless.
There's not one damn thing you do with them.
That's right.
Well, at least the llama will fight off a coyote. This lady told me, coyote, just eat it, and this stupid thing will sit there.
She gets some goats.
Goats. Actually, I like them little fainting goats. You yell at them and they go.
That stupid thing.
Aren't they the cutest fucking little thing, a fainting goat? Have you ever seen them?
No, I've heard of them.
Look at they're all over on YouTube. You just yell at them, they go and fall right over. Tell me you wouldn't be doing that all night at a party.
Be like tipping cows.
Dude, I went cow kipping one time. I ran so hard at that fucking thing and just hit it like a brick wall. I didn't even fucking move.
It's got to be a little cow.
It's got to be a real little cow, man. And don't go bull tipping.
Bull be tipping you.
I do love, I think it is this time of year when we're cruising down our main road into the neighborhood. All the little calves, those are cute as shit.
Yeah, this is a little late, actually. They are in March and April.
Right now they're getting made into what they should be, veal.
Yeah.
No, you like veal. You've told me. Go ahead. Don't play the you don't like veal card.
Poor cow.
And it's for those precious moments.
You know, if you take good veal and you pound it right, it's as tender as any fucking chicken you can imagine. It's so delicious.
Of course. Why don't you just have chicken then?
Oh, because veal's got a better taste, man. Maggiano's has great veal.
Consistency and stuff, very similar.
All right, I gotta think about this.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown.
I love lamb.
That's one thing. Outback used to have a little rack of lamb that I liked, but other than that, I just never liked lamb.
You would have shenanigans.
Hi, Tom Martino. We have plenty of time. If you want to get calls in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget realcbdthatworks.com. Okay, now, Bill, you want to talk about a work application. What kind of work are you looking at?
It's a part-time position. It's basically labor. It's our local city's looking for help. The job description says various maintenance and cleanup projects, keeping things clean, painting. But then it also says identify and report potential hazards of areas of need of repair.
And what is this, an apartment complex?
No, this is for the city.
Oh!
For the city itself.
What city?
Lamar.
Okay, got it. Now, what's the problem?
So I did, well, no problem. It's just, I said, hey, this looks kind of neat. I don't think I was probably going to apply, but anyway, it says down at the bottom, you have to be between 17 and 24. So I put it out there on the book face, asked people, you know, and everybody's responded
the
both
book
ways.
Face.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Facebook, the popular, everybody knows everything.
I know, you said book face. Okay, so, did you get any responses? Because really, you must be, you know, I thought about that. You must be this, must be that. Obviously, there are jobs that are like for young men and young women, and there are jobs that aren't. And then there are jobs, I think, for maybe older people and jobs that aren't. I don't know. But I don't know if you can actually put that on an application or not. We do have an attorney to weigh in on it. He's done his share of some employment law and general commercial law and litigation. We can ask him. What do you think?
Yeah, just curious.
Okay, so it specifies between 17 and
24.
Okay. specifies ages. Okay.
Is the city allowed to do that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But, you know, I made a comment. I've never seen an old barista ever at Starbucks. Have you seen a 70-year-old woman or man at Starbucks ever? You know, so I don't know. Let's talk to John Davis. John, you're an attorney at law. Obviously, you know, you do some employment law. You do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What is illegal about what is age discrimination, and would it apply here?
Well, generally, age discrimination prevents discrimination against employees, applicants, who are 40 years of age or older. So you can't exclude older age employees. There are exceptions to that, though, for positions that are trainee positions, some part-time positions. The City of Lamar should be subject to federal law. Some small employers aren't. Also, some jobs, for example, a lot of police departments will have maximum ages to apply, and they basically justify it on the grounds that it requires physical exertion. Fire departments as well. It's probably in most cases illegal, but it usually isn't an issue, and usually those restrictions are high enough that it's not an issue. For example, if you're 65 years old, it's going to be hard to get hired as an entry-level firefighter. But that generally wouldn't bar someone who's, say, 41, 42, 43. If this is a particularly physical job and this is deemed a part-time, introductory, or trainee position, they might be able to get away with it. However, unless this particular applicant is over 40, it's not going to apply anyway.
No, wait a minute.
There's no protection under that limit.
Wait a minute. There's no protection under 40?
No.
So they can say, we don't want anyone under 26 years old.
Well, no. If somebody came in and applied for a job and they were 42 years of age and the employer didn't hire them, then they would have an age claim. If that same person was 39 years old, they wouldn't have a claim because it doesn't protect people under 40. So it's a little bit different way of looking at it. And the reason is that the law was passed as a way to protect older workers from discrimination, not younger workers.
All right, so you have to be over 40 to have an age claim, basically.
Yes.
And so, so if you're over 40 and they don't want barista, let's say at Starbucks they have an internal policy. We don't want anyone with gray hair or anyone like 50 or older or 55. I'm not saying that that's the way it is, but I've never seen an old barista. I mean, what would happen? I mean, is that
well, that would generally speaking be illegal discrimination. And it's not just there. I mean, I don't know what Starbucks does or doesn't do. I'm not expressing any opinion about them. But you can go to most, shopping malls, and you go into clothing stores or electronics stores or any of that. You're not going to find a lot of older employees, and I don't know whether that reflects their applicant pool. Older people aren't looking for those jobs, or whether there's discrimination going on. In the world of age discrimination, and for that matter, many types of discrimination, new applicants for a job have the hardest time proving discrimination because they can't say, I'm familiar with the culture, I know who my coworkers are, I see who they're hiring and who they're not.
Right.
If I submit an application to, store X, and I don't get called back for an interview, it may very well be because I'm 50 years old.
It's just that a lot of these are not pursued.
To know that.
A lot of these aren't pursued, let's face it.
Right.
I mean, you don't see a lot of older people at Hooters. And again, I mean, it's just the way it is. They would have to call them looters or something. I don't know.
I think that's the application pool.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Okay. I mean, draggers. Never mind. I don't want to get it.
So can an employer put an age range on an application? That's it. Is it a yes? You can?
Yeah. He says you can, as long as you're not discriminating against anyone over 40.
Generally, you can't, because if you say you must be 18 to 28 to apply.
Oh, you're right. That is over 40. You are screwing people over 40 then.
Now, and frankly, I mean, let me
ask you something.
Get around it. You can't, if you want to be a firefighter or a police officer or a number of other jobs, you have to do a physical agility test.
Yeah.
And, that will screen out a lot of older people.
That would. I know.
And that's discriminatory unless it is job relevant. In fact, they're starting to get away from the traditional, you got to do 50 push-ups and 20 sit-ups and run a quarter mile. This time now they're requiring job-specific tasks like lifting, dragging.
And I can see that. I can see that when it comes to jobs, especially with the gender thing. You don't want to discriminate. There's no reason a woman shouldn't be a firefighter if she can do the same thing a man can do. There's no reason. But I believe many of those cases, though, gender tests are slanted for gender. That's what I was, or for sex, I should say.
There has been a lot of litigation over the years about that, and if a employer cannot demonstrate that the test is reasonable and necessary, then that's going to be a problem. And sometimes they have to make an adjustment for female applicants who have different, for example, upper body strength. Women traditionally don't have as much upper body strength as men, so if an employer is going to exclude a female on that basis, they're going to have a hurdle to get over of demonstrating that that really is a necessary component of the job.
Now, you said
not just a way to exclude.
You said something interesting, and I want to ask this. And thank you for bringing this up, by the way, Bill. But it could be illegal, Bill. It really could. You said if the employer is federally regulated, because you don't fall under federal law if you have if you're small, right?
Generally, if you're under 15 employees and you don't benefit from federal contracts, or you're not in
Does that mean you can then basically discriminate? If I was a small employer, could I say, hey, no women or no blacks or no whatever?
No, because in most states, in fact all states that I know of, states have laws that to varying degrees parallel the federal anti-discrimination laws. So you'd simply be brought into state court on state discrimination claims.
Now, by the way, John Davis, attorney at law, the Davis Law Firm, he's been with us for years. 303-708-1842, 303-708-1842. I have another question.
Ask her to keep him if you want, Mark.
See if you can keep him.
Sponsored by Colorado Department of Transportation.
The doc says if you have older people at Hooters, you call them Jupers.
Also dangerous flowing on eastbound I-70 between Washington and Madison as drivers adjust to the new tunnel through there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, plenty of sunshine this afternoon, the mid-40s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, Warrior Tuesday with a high in the upper 70s. Mostly sunny at 82 on Wednesday. It's 73 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
Did you know there were 103 motorcycles?
10 seconds, Frank, and here you go.
With sharing roads. Always double check your blind spots and look twice for motorcycles, especially when making left-hand turns. Remember, Colorado, look twice and save lives.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I always talk about his free market valuation of your home, which is much more telling than even an appraisal because things go for more than appraisals. He'll tell you what he thinks he can get for it on the market based on his 26 years experience. But I also want to say about something else. If you're looking to buy a place, I don't emphasize that enough. They have a buying team with Michael and the team. They're wonderful. They get things right on the market or maybe things that just went off the market. Yeah, and they get you great deals. So if you're looking to buy, they have teams for that too. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
If you've ever sold a home, you know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way buy and sell a home? Well, go to Orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy, then list your old home once you're all moved out. That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best possible price, Orchard can also handle making repairs or updates, so your home is list ready. Joe, a recent Orchard client, said, with Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000 less and got asking price on our old one. Highly recommend. Cabot, another client, said, we didn't have
Mark, who did you want to hold on?
I wanted to ask that attorney a question if he's still there.
He is.
Go to Orchard.com now. Enter your address and get started with a free valuation. It's that easy. That's Orchard.com.
Again, Orchard.com.
But isn't that amazing, though? They got to give people money, bonuses, to get off unemployment.
Say it again.
They
You know what? Listen,
that's Colorado.
I'm telling you that the Democrats set their own traps.
Oh, they do.
It's like this eviction thing. How are you going to get out of this? How are you going to get out of this?
It's going to come from the taxpayers.
Well, what's going to happen? I mean, some of them have a $9,000 bill. That landlord is never going to get that money. Then they're gone. Where do they go? And then the new people coming in, do they just screw somebody? How do you get around that?
Like I said,
and what about credit reports?
Right.
You know, even though there was no eviction, it doesn't mean that they don't count it against your credit.
Well, that's probably the next thing. They'll probably come out and say you can't hold that against
you. Wait.
But I mean, to give people a bonus to come off unemployment?
I know.
Come on. People, I mean...
They created people who suck.
Yes,
off of the government.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And it's a natural tendency. You can't have fucking universal income. Right. This fucking universal, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But to give someone a bonus. I mean, everybody that held jobs down were treated worse than the people on unemployment. They got the first $10,000 of unemployment tax-free. They didn't have to pay Social Security. They didn't have to pay Medicare.
Yeah, someone emailed a great question. I need to ask them in a way where...
Politically correct? Like it's woke?
In a way.
Are you woke?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Mark? What do you need?
This guy emailed a question.
Who did he email to you? You?
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience. One easy call to Optima can start the process.
Oh, excellent.
No worries of wage garnishment,
that would be fun.
and other aggressive IRS
Marty?
action.
How about Marty?
He doesn't want to come.
Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation. Call 800-343-6460.
I wonder if he bought a planchette in Cherry Creek. They were looking pretty hard.
He sold a condo? That's what he had?
He sold in a day.
No, but he sold a condo, and then he's buying in Cherry Creek? That's like here to there.
Well, Cherry Creek is condos.
Oh, he's buying a condo there.
I don't know. I mean, but they have a ton of condos. They're mostly condos in Cherry Creek. Or townhomes.
My parents lived there for a while.
In a condo?
They lived in Cherry Creek.
Third and Garfield. They were right there. I mean, they lived right there. Beautiful 3-story, whatever you call it. Gorgeous. The woman that they bought it from owned one of those little casinos up in Blackhawk, and they turned most of the master closet into a safe.
Oh, I remember you said that.
It cost them a fucking fortune to get rid of the safe. It was just this big, ridiculous walk-in safe.
Why did he have a walk-in?
Yeah, there was no cash in it.
Why did he have it?
It was a she, and all I know is she owned one of the casinos up there. I have no idea.
Did your folks got rid of it?
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Why didn't they just keep it?
There was no closet.
Hi, Tom Martino here at 303.
You know how hard it is to turn that dial to get to your tie?
Larry wanted to replace the roof without going
to insurance first, and I'm not sure what his question was, but anyway, what did you have for John Davis, our attorney at law?
Well, I got an interesting email, John. So apparently this mayor of, I think it's Chicago, Lori, I want to say her name's Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah.
So right now, basically what the email says is she will not take any...
That's right. She's getting a lot of fire for it. She won't let any journalist interview her unless...
That's right.
Yeah, any white journalist.
Yeah,
right.
But here's the part, this caller had an interesting question. If she refused to hire any white people or any white males for the city, is she breaking those kind of rules, or because she's mayor, she gets to make those rules?
Well,
Well, of course, everything legal it involves answers that are not simple.
It depends, right?
Well, it does, and basically, the answer is she can't discriminate based upon race in a hiring position, and if she does that, that's going to violate the Civil Rights Act. It's going to violate employment laws. She can't do that. It is always a little tricky when you have what's called reverse discrimination, because white employees tend to be the bulk of employees in America, and proving an employer discriminates against whites is hard to do because it is uncommon and not a traditional form of discrimination. It can be done in certain industries and certain settings, and where this woman, and I'm familiar with this, has come out and basically said, no, I refuse.
We're out of time right now, but we appreciate the information. More to come tomorrow.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
Can you imagine if a white mayor came out and said the opposite? It would be my.
I hear this all the time. I'm so tired.